I'm about to do it right now. Hey, we're live.
Hey people, what's up?
How's it going?
I'm
Sorry,
having a good day.
technical
Hey,
difficulties.
we're live. Hey people, what's up?
We were
How's
having
it
some technical
going?
difficulties.
I'm having a good
Oh, you
day.
came on. You hear me having feedback. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
So, we were having little technical difficulties. I don't know what was wrong with the other one and why it wasn't working. But I'm about to post the link, everybody, right now. So Danielle, how are you doing today?
I'm having an okay day. It started off kind of sad. You know how Facebook will post those memories and stuff?
Oh,
And
what?
me and my mom popped up. We had went to a comedy show about 5 years ago, and it posted the what you call it. So I was like double sad this morning. But I'm okay. I'm okay. How was your day today?
I've been at work all day, so I'm a little bit,
Excited to do the show.
yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get my energy back.
Yeah. Oh. I would actually copy the link.
So right now we're just waiting for people to join us before we start our discussion, because we were having issues with the last link. I don't know why it was having issues letting us. I have no idea why I was having issues at first. So we're just gonna wait for a couple of minutes for people to join. Right now I'm just sharing the link again.
Let me post it on my other Facebook. Marison, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Girl, you know I have to make sure before I get the hollering at my child.
Bear with us, guys.
Okay. Okay. Do. So, let's just go on and get started.
Yes, I'm ready now. Okay. So this is our third panel for us. And we're going to talk about today good girls always finishing first, and whether or not that is true, who all considers that to be true. Um, yeah. So Danielle, tell me, what do you think? Do you think good girls always finish first?
No, no, and hell no. It depends on how you look at it, but in all honesty, I don't think good girls finish first to a certain degree. I kind of look at it and it makes me kind of think, okay, if a man is cheating and running around on you, I don't feel like a good girl finishes first. I feel like a patient girl finishes first. You tend to have to put up with a lot of shit as a good girl. When a man is running around on you, dogging you out, um and you stick by him and you stick with him through thick and thin, then you tend to be rewarded. But how much have you had to actually work for that reward? And I mean, I understand that love does take patience, and you do have to go through shit to get through shit. But um I don't think the reward is worth it. What do you think?
So you're saying that you think that good girls, and before we even get into that, what is classified as a good girl versus a bad girl?
I would think that your good girls would probably be the most submissive, laid back, quiet, not loud, not over the top, really dressed conservatively, probably grew up with both in a two-parent household. I probably shouldn't have said that, but
Oh my God.
um well, this is what, from what I've seen guys, how I've seen guys describe good girls. Seems like she would probably come from a really good background. Um, could be a church going woman for the most part.
What's a bad girl then?
Oh hell no, motherfucker. Bitch, let me tell you. Uh-uh. Hood, loud, crazy, generally outspoken. Well, I'm not gonna say outspoken because I've seen good girls be outspoken too, but generally doesn't take a lot of shit from anybody, tends to carry an attitude. Um, I don't know. Oh, promiscuous. Yeah, that's what I would say for the most part.
Okay, okay. So the reason why we're talking about this, guys, for anybody who doesn't know, in pop culture, we have because I'm from Chicago, we have a Chicago rapper, G Herbo, and he recently left his baby mama for a new girl, which it happens to be a fabulous stepdaughter. And the reason why this is such a hot topic, is because G Herbo's baby mom is a very, what is she, a socialite? So she's very popular. She's known for being a fun girl. She's known for being, loud and aggressive and all of that. So, um, yeah, so people are really, really upset about the fact that he recently got into this relationship with Tiana, which is Fabulous stepdaughter, and she seems to be so quiet. She comes off more classy, not always in his face, not always arguing with him. Everyone who knows anything about G Herbo and Ari's relationship, they had a tumultuous relationship. They called each other, you know, bees and hoes, and they fought a lot. So I guess he got tired basically of arguing and fighting in his home. So he went on and left the fun girl and got with a girl who he don't have to argue with. What do you think about that? Do you think this happens? And apparently, people are saying this happens quite often.
Yeah, but if a guy is on some cheater shit, he's gonna revert back to those old ways and he's gonna go back and mess with what he's used to. Like attracts like. So if he likes if he liked a certain type of thing, that good girl is not gonna sustain that. He's gonna get bored eventually.
Well, the thing is that others have been saying that G Herbo has always said he likes the quiet girls, and he likes his women to be
But
more.
he has a baby by Ari, right?
Yes.
No, apparently he likes all kinds of girls. I don't even really think he even knows what he likes.
Um, well, what do you mean by that? Maybe he thought that she would go. Maybe at first he was really smitten with her, and he came out of the fog, and now he realizes that she just won't be what he wanted her to be.
I don't know. Because before you get into bed, before you hop into bed and make a whole child, you should have somewhat of an idea of what the person is like. If a person is loud, quiet, ghetto, hood, whatever, but then at the same token, who's to say what he did to cause her to react a certain way? People don't say what they did to make you react a certain way. They just say, okay, well, she did this, she did that, but he could have been doing all kinds of things to Ari.
All kinds of things like what to make her be ratchet and loud. And
I
mind you,
mean, she didn't just become ratchet and loud. Like shit, that didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen all of a sudden. She's been like that. So he knew who he was dealing with.
um, how do you say this? Rahamon says, "Wait a minute, that is not what y'all said about Sierra and Future. What did we say about Sierra and Future?"
Hey, Kelly.
Danielle, what did we say about Sierra and Future? I'm confused
Girl, I'm trying to figure it out too.
because
I
I
just know I'm a Russell Wilson fan. Um, Now, Future seems like he would be into all types of women, but I will say that most of Future's baby mamas, because he got about six of them, right?
girl, do not ask me.
I
I
done
know
lost
he has more
count.
than two. I know he has more than two. It may be about five.
Okay, well, I think the majority of them are quiet, right?
I do not follow Future's harem, so I do not know what Future got going on over there, honey.
Oh, okay. Rahaman said we gave her a pass on
Like,
changing what she liked. Herbo can't do the same. Herbo can like whoever he wants, but what I'm saying is it's not like the girl started off as she probably did start off as nice and sweet, but that ratchet wasn't far behind. It's not too much. He went through it for 9 months when he got her pregnant and she had this whole baby. So he had to know that she was ratchet. Now, generally, I would say that men tend to revert back to the same old things that they used to. And who's to say? Because they all young. They all young and
who's to say what
misguided.
though?
Who's to say that G Herbo won't revert back to Ari?
I don't see him going back to Ari because his personality. Obviously, when we were younger, we all tested out. We tested the waters or whatever. But I don't really think he will go back to her, considering the fact that his personality is very calm and reserved compared to hers. And I think that Tiana has shown him that he really doesn't want to. Who wants to? I mean, things get old and they get old fast. To nobody wants to argue with somebody all the time. And if you see Ari and how she behaves now with her current boyfriend, she fights him too.
Well, some guys like that ratchet stuff. They say ratchet girls have the best, or crazy girls have the best, best sex, from what I've heard.
Well, okay, so then if that's the case, then why did he leave her then?
Like I said, sometimes guys don't be in a mood. I can get that guys don't be in a mood for all of that, but if he stayed with her long enough to get a baby, he had to realize she was some sort of ratchet. He had to know that. You
Well,
don't think he knew that she was ratchet?
he did know she was ratchet. I think that he probably thought she would, adjust to his new lifestyle and circumstances, but she didn't.
Raharman said, so Sierra's gonna be back on the future train, huh? To be honest with you, to be honest with you, everybody kind of agreed that Sierra was putting on a facade, she was fronting and that she wasn't really this good girl that she pretends to be. If that's the case, I don't really see them lasting for about a good, I'd say it probably lasts about a good 3 more years before Russell's like he tired of this shit and he tired of putting on the show.
Okay, so when you say that you think that men like the fun girl, how would you define the fun girl?
The fun girl's gonna be down for whatever, or for most things, she's down to have fun. She ain't got to stick up her ass. She's wanting to go do different things. She's adventurous. She doesn't take herself too seriously. She's not gonna take the guy too seriously. She's just gonna look to have a good time and relax and really try to live in the moment. A lot of girls have a lot of reservations about things, so it's like they kind of go back and forth and chill. They just want to chill.
So
What
basically,
category would you say you fell into? The fun girl or the nice girl?
I'm definitely not the fun girl. I'm definitely not the fun girl. I mean, I like to have fun, but that's not at the forefront for me. I would consider myself to be more
Of the
on
boring girl?
stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But here's my thing. This is my thing. This is my whole thing with the whole situation. I feel like a lot of girls have bought into this idea that being loud and being this over the top, in your face, non boring girl is gonna get the man, keep the man excited. But as we all know, that in entertainment and things we tend to get bored quickly with them. So, what else was Herbo to do except for get bored?
So you don't think he would get bored with the so-called nice girl?
I mean, I think that she offers a whole lot more than being fun, because the things that she's bringing to his life, like comfort and peace, and her femininity, is something that can translate over long term.
That's true. That's true.
You can't
But you
be
don't think, let me ask you a question, but you don't think that Herbo would end up cheating on her again?
well. According to him, he didn't cheat on Ari, and according to Ari, he didn't cheat on her. So
Oh, well, that's good. That's really good. I didn't know that. Well,
yeah,
maybe he won't revert back.
she backpedaled once she saw how serious he got with homegirl. Said he did cheat on her, but when they first broke the news that they were broken up, she said he never cheated on her. So that's what we're gonna roll with.
Okay. Well, that's good business. That's good business.
So then, yeah, what would you classify yourself as?
I would say that I'm somewhere in the middle. I'm not all the way good girl, but I'm definitely not all the way bad girl. But, I feel like I have some edge to me, so to speak.
What makes you edgy though?
I'm not really gonna take a whole lot of shit off of anybody, but like I'm down to do some hood rat shit with my friends, but at the same time I can go to a museum with my friends. I like to read, I like to write. I study different things. I used to fight when I was young. All kinds of, like I feel like I have a cross now. I'm not trying to fight nobody now, so, I'm not on that. But yeah, I feel like I'm a good cross in between. Like I feel like I can do both.
Okay, so do you think that a lot of women know what category they fall in? I wish we had.
Most women think that they're good. Most women would love to believe that they're good girls, but a lot of people do shit without a conscience. So girl could have a train ran on her and be at church on Sunday morning like nothing ever happened. And not to say that she's not supposed to be in church like nothing ever happened, but it's like people kind of just do shit and they just do it and there's no thought process to it. And I think a lot of women do that. I think a lot of women try to classify themselves as good girls but aren't really that good. What do you think?
So you think that a lot of women are under the impression that they're good girls? Okay, well, I actually agree with that. I think a lot of women are delusional about what makes a good woman, and what makes a good and being considered just a fun girl. This is why a lot of women can find themselves in situationships and they're confused by it.
Yeah, absolutely. 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 Have you ever been in a situationship before?
No. Hey, Frank.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Hey, Frank, what's going on?
We need some men on this panel because
Yeah,
me and Danielle are like discussing what's a good girl, what's a bad girl. But we're women, so we can't really give it to them from a man's point of view.
right.
So how's your day going, Frank?
It's going good. I just want to say, I'm glad to be here. I've since y'all started the channel on YouTube, I've been listening, so I've been hearing good things. So I'm happy to be on.
Thank
Really?
you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rahman says all women think they are good women. I never heard a woman confess to not being shit.
That's true. That's a very true statement.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with him. So Frank, can you break it down for us exactly from a man's point of view? What do you classify as a good girl as versus a bad girl?
Okay. Well, Marisank and I we talked about it earlier. So I would say so there are certain traits that a good girl has. And I'm just speaking generically. I'm not, going into specifics, but um, it's kind of common for good girls to be perceived as well. Pros of a good girl, I would say, are that she's warm, she's compassionate, she's a great friend. She has wife potential. She has great characteristics as far as that's concerned. She's very feminine. So those are the pros for a good girl. Cons for good girls are that they could be seen as basic. Um, they could be seen as women who prefer comfort over style. So they're more comfortable with. So they're more focused on being comfortable as opposed to being sexy and dolling up. Um, and another perk of a good girl would be having low mileage. You know what I'm saying? She's not really technically she's not really considered an outgoing person. So those are the pros and cons for a good girl. Generally speaking, for a bad girl, um, pros are for her that she's exciting, she's a thrill. She's the life of the party. She's exotic. She's very stylish. Um, she likes to have fun. Um, so she's very outgoing. She's energetic. Um, and a bad qualities for a perceived bad girl would be that she's wild. She's loose. She can be masculine in her nature. I would also say a good and a bad trait for a girl who's considered a bad girl would be that she's considered probably for the most part sexually liberal, and that could be good and bad. You know what I'm saying? I think the bad part about that is that guys, we want a girl who's sexually liberal, but we want her to be sexually liberal for us, not for everybody. And that's kind of the knock on a bad girl for the most part, that she's very liberal in her sexuality, but she's liberal in it for, a lot of people. So does that make sense?
So yeah, so okay, would you say that the more good a woman is, so you're saying like she's not really into experimenting in the bedroom?
No, well, the things that I named are kind of, they're very general. You know, if you break it down to specifics, they are girls who are good girls, who are very, sexually liberal. So I'm just speaking from a general view. So that's the general perception for girls who are deemed a good girl. So I mean, guys, is like, you want a guy wants a mixture of both. To be honest, what I mean, we want a good girl because we want somebody that we can be with long term, that we can see ourselves marrying and being the mother of our children. But we also want her to have a bad streak too. We just don't want her to have a bad streak for everybody. And I think that's the main thing. You want your girl to be, or you want your wife to be, liberal. You want her to be freaky. You want her to experiment, but you want her to experiment with you and not have experiment with a dozen people.
Hmm. Do you think the lines get blurred now with good girls and bad girls? Because I've noticed that, okay, with the trend of Instagram models and sexier women getting all of the looks and likes and the clout and stuff, do you think the lines get blurred? Because now what I've noticed is good girls want to be hoes and hoes are trying to be good girls.
Right. Um, I do believe the lines can be blurred. I think that people want and crave what they don't have. So if you are considered a bad girl and you kind of and you're putting yourself out there, um, you want you know good girl aspects in your life too. So you try to exude those characteristics. So and if you're a good girl, you have a bad girl streak in you too. So you want to put that energy out as well. So I think the lines do get blurred. It depends on the person and knowing how to toe the line, knowing how to be what and when to be what and how to be what. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, Frank, let me ask you a question. How old are you?
I'm 37.
Oh, good, good, good. Then you probably have you ever heard of women being digmatized?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, can you explain to our audience how digmatization works?
To me, it's like I would compare that to um someone who's it's hmm, I would say a good comparison for it would be, look at someone who has an addiction, like if they're like drugs or something like that, whatever the drug of choice may be. um they need it, they crave it, um they're willing to break all of their rules for it, to have it. And I think women, um they go through it when, because I think most women have rules and regulations for themselves and how they govern themselves in relationships. And when she's,
You
quote,
know,
when she's, huh?
no, I was just kind of laughing because it's interesting that you say that because once a woman's digmatized, all that shit goes out the
Right, it
window.
goes out. It goes out the window. Most women, and obviously, I'm not a woman, but I would just believe from experience that a lot of women, have certain guidelines that they live by. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to put myself in this position. This, soon or early or with the wrong person. So they have all these rules, and so when they meet this guy that they're really into, and then when they smash and he put it on them, then it's like all those rules go out the window. Things that you thought you would never do, you're doing it. You're giving him money, you letting him borrow your car. He can spend a night. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all these things that you told yourself, you wouldn't let a guy do until he shows you certain things. So it just basically, being digmatized means just somebody, that a woman is into sexually that completely takes her out of her character.
I had a friend that once said that mothers don't prepare their daughters for good dick. And I thought about that and I thought about that and I was like, wow, how accurate. Um most parents are kind of tell you about the birds and the bees and they kind of make it seem something as so generic as a penis going inside of a vagina and that's that. You know what I'm saying? The man
Right.
comes, that's that.
Right.
But nobody really goes in depth about um good D and what good D does to women, and what a
Mhm.
woman will tolerate from a man with good D, and um how it's so binding. What do you think about that?
Um, I agree. You know, you think a lot of times, the perception is that, when you see a guy who lays it down officially, it's like most of the time these dudes don't really have a lot going for themselves outside of that. So, you have four types of men in this world. They're the four P's. You got parolees, pushovers, professionals, and players. Okay.
Hmm.
Your
Never heard that, but I'm
your
listening.
parole your parolees are kind of the ones who are considered, for the most part, the ones who have the good deal, or what have you. Because outside of the good deed, they don't really have nothing going for themselves. They're parolees. They're in the street, so they don't have the money of a professional. They don't have the swag of a player. You know what I mean? And they don't, and they're too masculine to be a pushover. So all they really have going for them is what they is what they do in the bedroom. So they do it at a level where, that's what, they try to leave their mark sexually. And so I don't think mothers prepare their daughters for that. Because they're not prepared for it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they still go through it. Matter of fact, um, I know a lady right now who's a little older than me, and she's in her 40s and she's stigmatized. Like she's with a dude, and he don't really treat her right. He doesn't respect her. But when they do get together, he puts it down. I guess because I mean that's the only reason why I would think that she would put up with his behaviors, because he has to be giving her something somewhere for her to uh, want to hold on to the relationship. And so my only assumption would be that he's laying it down and whatnot.
Let me
So
ask you a question.
mhm.
Okay, so I've done a lot of studying about mental manipulation and stuff like that. Do you think the mental manipulation would actually override the D?
um, it can, as a, you know, if you
I'm
look
trying
at
to
like,
figure out like what would actually be more powerful, because we know good sex is really powerful. We
right,
know that.
right,
But I'm kind of wondering like what would be more powerful, because I've seen women kind of stay with guys for a long time and complain about the sex.
right. I think the mental aspect is deeper. Um, for the simple fact that, like, if you like, I'm a little older, so I've seen there's a couple documentaries out that are very popular, as it relates to pimps, and pimping.
What's the
One of them
documentary
is
called?
called one of them's called American
Okay, I've
Pimp,
seen that before.
and then you got Pimps Up, Hoes Down too. But in American Pimp, a lot of the pimps talk about, mentally controlling, their women, and having them mentally tied to them. So and when you have a brother who's intelligent, or he comes off as intelligent, he says he says things that he's very confident in it. Women like to be with a man who can teach them something that is, that they feel like they can learn from. And if he's somebody that's very intelligent, he has a good personality, a woman will hold on to that. Women are emotional by nature, so women are more uh, gravitate more towards a person who makes them feel a certain way. So if he can make her feel a certain way emotionally or mentally, she'll stay with him even if the sex isn't good. Because you'll see a lot of these women, when the relationship goes bad and they break up, the first thing she'll say is, he wasn't even that good in bed anyway, or he was small, or he didn't know what to do. But you stayed with him for 10 years though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you stayed with him for all this time, and you
Do
didn't
you
care,
think
and
that
you didn't
women
care that he
still
he
say
wasn't
that
good.
now? Because I rarely hear that now. I used to hear it a lot back in the day,
Right.
but I don't really hear that no more now.
Nah, I think women are off that. I really haven't heard it that much either. I mean, because honestly, even when they said it back in the day, um, to me personally, it made them sound dumb. I mean, who are you to put up with somebody that that's not, you know, satisfying you for years, and then all of a sudden now, you had no problems with it before, and now that he cheated on you with somebody else or something like that, now he wasn't that good. Like it just comes off as fake. So nobody really believed it anyway. You know what I mean? It wasn't important enough for you to leave him when you could. So when he walks away
Right.
and leaves you, you don't have you can't come back and say that.
Yeah. Do you think that most women will experience some form of victimization in their lifetime?
Um, I do. If she lives long enough, and and she dates long enough, and she's in enough relationships, yeah, at some point she will. I think every woman who's at a certain age or a certain point in their life can look back on their life and say, I had this guy, and we weren't compatible at all, but when we had sex, it was crazy. It was everything that I thought it would be, and more. I think every woman has um a guy like that, from their past.
So I got a question though, because this is the thing. Because someone asked on the live on Facebook, they said, "Have I ever been stigmatized?" And the answer to the question is no.
Okay.
I've never been stigmatized. And the reason being is because I think that there are certain types of guys who give off that kind of, I guess, dick game.
Mm,
And I've always avoided those types of guys.
okay.
I feel like guys who don't have a whole bunch of shit going on is the ones who can stigmatize you. So, but let me ask you guys this. Do you think that there's a difference between being in love with a man and being stigmatized?
When it's all reciprocal, it's being in love. When it's one sided, one way or the other, it's either pussy whipped or digmatized. But of course, if you've ever been in love before, you would know that it's not gonna always balance out one way or the other. You know what I mean? Like some days you'll love your person, some days you'll be like, my God, I just let me catch a break. Let me go somewhere and sit down. But yeah, I think there's a difference. What about you, Frank?
I agree. I mean, it depends on the person, and it depends on the relationship. Sometimes you could be with the individual and you're just really attracted to their energy, their personality. Sometimes you're just attracted to their intellect, like they're really smart, and and you learn a lot from them, and you like being around them. You know what I mean? And you just like their energy, so you're attracted to that. And then some people, you just attracted to them physically. Their body's right. You know, when y'all have a session, it's always official. They always, they don't say no to anything. Like you just have fun sexually and enjoy yourself. So it really depends on the person and the relationship that y'all have. But I do think you can be in love with somebody and
Sorry.
not. And I think you can be in love with somebody and not be, traumatized by the sex with them.
I am alpha X. What are those qualities? What do you mean by that? I am alpha. I'm a little confused. Anyways, so Danielle, have you ever been stigmatized?
That's probably a yeah. She hesitating. So I would
She gotta
she
think
thinking
about
about it.
it.
She thinking about it. Yeah.
She's thinking about whether or not she's ever.
She
So
might
Frank,
be she might be
tell us
reminiscing though.
sometime while Danielle still thinking about that.
Oh, y'all know what? My phone was on mute. I'm sorry.
Oh
Right.
my God, girl,
My bad. But
you
I
better call
absolutely have.
your friends. Thinking about
Mhm.
that thing that dignitize you. That's what it is. You gotta call
Girl,
your
you know how it goes.
friends.
But absolutely, I absolutely have been digmatized. Um,
How many
it was
times?
girl. Don't try to count my number. Don't do that.
But that was a
Don't do
test.
that. Don't do
That
that.
Ugh.
I
I
thought
would say, I would say that it's happened twice in my life, and they were very, very horrible experiences. But I think that a lot of I think victimization and low self esteem go hand in hand. Because if you have a lot of self worth, then ain't no dick in the world gonna make you feel a certain way about yourself and make you tolerate a lot of shit from anybody when you have a lot of self worth. So Yeah, at a I'll say it, at a couple points in my life, it was horrible, and I put up with a lot of stuff. So yeah.
So would you say stigmatization is something that happens to young-minded girls?
No, because you still have older women who still don't have a sense of self-worth, who still will put up with a lot of shit and has put up with a lot of shit for years and years.
But you don't
And
think older women can be young-minded?
that's exactly what I'm saying. An older woman can be young-minded. So I don't think it has anything to do with like age or anything. I think it has a thing to do with maturity. Hold on, guys.
So you're saying that you will have to have some low self-esteem in order for you to be stigmatized.
Yeah, because if you have low self-esteem, if you don't have any self-worth, you're gonna put up with a lot of people's mess. You're gonna a guy can tell you anything, you'll believe it, even though you can see the proof of him doing other things. You can see
Um,
proof of him doing other things. You can see the lies. You'll still roll with all of that.
I am Alpha said, you stated that you've never been stigmatized because you see those qualities up front. I'm asking you, what have you been those qualities you see up front? Well, the thing is that usually, like I said, usually men who can stigmatize women, from what I've been told and from what I've seen from, women who've been stigmatized, they usually don't have jobs. They usually, you know, busters who want to sit on your couch or, ride a passenger side of your car.
Girl, you got so much living to do. You got so much.
You asked me the question of how I was able to avoid being stigmatized, and this is my story, Danielle. Stay out of it, okay? Thank you. Anyways, they that's what their focus is on. They're usually ladies' man. They usually are like not trying to settle down. They usually have a whole bunch of women going wild and crazy over them. Those are signs that you see up front that I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I would rather not go there with you. But I hope I answered your question. Somebody said their seconds approved. Shut up. Anyways, Danielle, so you wouldn't agree with me on the fact that most of the men who can stigmatize you usually are both.
Say that again. I can hardly it's like my phone went out.
I said you wouldn't agree with me that most men who could stigmatize you are dusties.
No, baby, because I was never stigmatized by a dusty. That's the thing. I was stigmatized by men with good careers, made made some good money. Now I will say that they both were players, but I was attracted to players at some point, and I really thought that I could change them. So, like, with me being attracted to players and wanting to be around players and loving the energy and everything that they brought, and they weren't boring and they were fun. Yeah, I got caught up in the hype and I lost. And it's a losing game. It's a horrible game.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, because so would you say that if that's not the case, right? What I said about guys usually not having jobs and that's that and third, would you say that the guys who can the guys who can stigmatize you, they're usually men who you don't see it coming from?
No, the thing about it is, when it comes down to a woman's ego, women tend to have really big egos, and you kind of think that, okay, this way, I carry myself like this, I have this kind of hair, I have a fat ass, I'm smart, I can cook, I can clean, I can suck the best dick, there's not another bitch on earth like me. And you kind of feel like you run with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so while you're in a seduction phase from a guy will have you believe in all of this shit too. But if a guy's not really into you, or it's just a game for him, then he'll kind of rip the carpet away slowly and slowly until he's moved on and is on to the next, and that's what it is. Or he'll continue to fuck you as long as you continue to allow it.
Okay, so can you tell us okay, how would you define the good how would you define the good peen from actually having like being like, because I think that there's a difference between a good, dick versus dickmatize a dick, right?
Yeah, I would say a person with good peen, and then it's really gonna all boil down to consistency and a person showing you who they are and how they treat you, and it's not gonna be you missing phone calls on a frequent basis and a person not getting back to you. His phone isn't gonna be going off in the middle of the night while you laying there. He's gonna make you feel secure. You're gonna feel a certain type of secure when you're with him and especially when the man is yours. Now, when you digmatize, you worried about this, that, and the third, Rob. That man hasn't made you feel secure about yourself, but he'll kind of give you just a little bit to keep you to pacify you, so to speak. What do you think about that, Frank?
Um, I agree. I think it boils down to the type of person. I think you have two type of guys. When it comes to that, you have guys who just try to satisfy themselves, and then you have guys that want to leave a mark. And so what that mark is um, he wants her to think about him. He wants her to remember it. He's trying to leave an imprint. You know what I'm saying? So um, and it really depends on the type of female. You know what I mean? Because when you get down to it, just from experience, just from being grown and talking to people, it's not always necessarily about size. You know, that does play a role, but it's also about you know their willingness to please, to satisfy. So and then being consistent with that all the time. You know what I mean? So I think that's important, and so it really depends on the guy, because you have some guys who are just like, look, I got a whole stable, and I'm just doing this so I can get one off, and then I'm gonna move on to the next. But then you have certain guys that's like, look, everywhere I go, I'm trying to leave an impact. I'm trying to leave an imprint. I want this girl to be like, yo, I ain't had nothing like that, and I'm willing to do whatever to keep that.
So what? So okay. So Frank, I don't know if we asked this. Have you ever had a woman dickmatized?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that because I feel like I have to, but yeah, I
Oh,
believe
okay,
so.
Frank.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah, yeah.
How many would you say you had digmatized?
Um,
Oh Lord.
I mean, you asked me.
right. I mean, I would. It's a few. I mean, I would.
A few. Oh Lord. Frank said a few.
Yeah,
But
I
So
would.
let me
Yeah,
ask you a question, Frank. Let me ask you a question.
right.
Would you say that you digmatized them on purpose?
Nah, no.
well, okay. What did they do to let you know that they were dickmatized? What was it? What were they actions that said that they were just so mesmerized by your
Um,
game?
Now,
they just.
Marisank, I want you to listen to Frank really, really closely. Okay.
Uh-uh.
I would say, a telltale sign for a guy is when she acts out of character, because we know going in, most girls, especially if they're a good girl, or if they're trying to show you that they're a good girl, if they try to show you a good girl side, they're going to put certain walls up. So I'm not doing this. I'm not calling him, you know what I mean, all the time. I'm not blowing him up. I'm waiting for him to show me that he's interested, all of that. So when she gives you that, and you put work in, and you do it the way you're supposed to do it, then all of those rules are gone. You know what I'm saying? She's calling you, she's, she, if you're supposed to be somewhere, if you say, yo, I'm gonna call you back, I'm in the gym, I'm gonna be home at 8 o'clock, I hit you back, it's 8:05, and she blowing your phone up like, why don't you call me? You know what I'm saying? Those are telltale signs that, like, she's out of character. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all were just hanging out maybe once a week, like on the weekend, like a Friday, Saturday night, y'all would go get drinks or whatever, and then she's constantly sweating you, like wanting to hang out, wanting to be with you all the time. That's a telltale sign that you did something, more than likely sexually, that let her know that, you're someone that she needs to be around. So basically, like, you just see, long story short, you just see a change in her whole demeanor, her character, things that she was cool with before, she's not cool with. Yeah, I'm cool with him. He got friends that's females. I'm cool with that. Now she not cool with it. Now, hey, we supposed to talk on the phone. You said you were gonna call me later tonight, and you don't call me. Back in the day, that might not have been an issue. Now it's an issue. Who you with, what you doing, why didn't you call me back? For a guy, those are telltale signs that you got her. You know what I'm saying? You have her mind. She blown. You know what I'm saying? She don't know how to act.
So let me ask you a question. Would you say that part of it is the withdrawal of the guy? Because I notice when guys kind of think they have you in their pocket, that's when they tend to withdraw. Would that be correct?
It depends on him and what he's looking for in the relationship. You know what I mean? If he's just looking to conquer, then once he conquers it, he's gonna move on. He's gonna lose interest. But if he's somebody that's like, and this typically comes from a dusty dude. If he has other motives, he's like, yo, she has a nice crib or she has a nice job. Like, I need some of that. Like, I need somewhere to stay, or I need a couple of dollars. I need to hold something. Then he's not gonna withdraw, obviously, because he still needs you for something. You know what I mean? And so, but for the most part, for most guys, I think um it's all about the chase. It's about the hunt. And once we catch it, once we conquer it, if she doesn't change up her game to kind of keep us interested, then we'll lose interest and we'll move on.
So let me ask you this. Okay, so if it you say that a woman usually wants to, be around you a whole lot more, she starts to change up things she was cool with, she wasn't really cool with. How do you go about handling a woman that you digmatize? Are you sensitive to her feelings, or do you just ghost her? What do you do?
I mean, when I was younger, now I wasn't sensitive to no feelings, like, because my thing is, you knew what you was getting yourself into when you got yourself into it. It ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? I got you open. You know what
So
I'm saying?
was
Like,
that
that's just what I
mostly
do.
was that mostly during like a situationship type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys feel like this. We go into, especially guys who are younger, who are just playing the field. They go into a lot of these. Honestly, a lot of these guys are honest with females, and females just don't want to hear it. Like they try to change the dude. Like, my brother is a prime example. He's a little younger than me, and he played. He would play the field, and he would let girls know up front, like, look, I'm not trying to settle down. I'm dating other people. I'm just doing me. I'm just having fun. And so, and they knew it going in, and they figured. I guess they figured, well, he ain't had nothing like this, or mine is better than whatever he had. So once he gets some, he ain't gonna want to be with nobody else. So she kind of tried to convince herself in her mind that she can change him. So then when he would get with her, and you know, he snatch her soul. Then it was like, okay, you know, they want something that was never agreed upon, and then he lets them know, like, yo, like, well, that's not something we agreed upon. Like we said, we was kicking it, we was just having fun, nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay, but is
you know,
he is he acting like he just want to have fun, or is he checking their phones, claiming them, doing the other extra stuff? Because a lot of guys like to say that. Because I have a lot of friends that are guys, and
right.
they'll tell a woman that, but then they want to spend the night at her house, and they want to, when they see another guy talking to her, they want to be like, "What you doing?" and all that stuff. So, that's very misleading. You can't have it both ways. You can't try to control who she's messing with on her end and be single and not want a relationship.
I've kind of noticed like if you kind of seen withdrawn from a guy, let's just say you decide to enter into a situationship, because I've seen this before too. If you kind of act uninterested and you just chilling, I've noticed guys will try to really draw you in and make sure that you get addicted to them, because it's almost like a game, like whoever loves the most loses, so to speak, or whoever catches feelings first lose, so to speak. So I've heard.
We don't. Well, it depends on how we feel about the female. A lot of times, if like we're not, if it's just somebody that we're we just kind of kicking it with. We don't care nothing about her feelings. Like, for a guy, like when I was out there, when I was younger, I was like, look, you know, I don't really care about you enough to care what you're doing. Just when I'm around, when I want you, you make yourself available. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I played the field. It's like, look, you know, I'm not dumb. I'm not naive. I know that, if I'm doing other things, I guess it's assumed. I'm assuming that you're doing other things, but if I need you, if I'm calling you, if I want you to come through, whatever, if I want to come through, then you got to be available for that. And if you're not, then it's
Hold
like,
on, why
okay,
she gotta be
yeah,
available?
yeah, for sure,
Hold
yeah.
on,
You
hold
know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Frank says
I,
she gotta be ready.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh
I
God.
mean,
First of all, hold
yeah.
on.
I mean, I'm
I'm
not
like,
dumb. Like,
what?
look,
I'm confused.
yeah, you got to make it. You got to be available. I mean, I'm
But
not
she
naive.
likes
You
the
know what I'm saying?
girl
Yeah.
though.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, look, I'm doing other things. So look, when if I do hit you, you know what I mean? You got like a two. You got like a two. What you call it? Like you got like a two cancellation minimum on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my max. Matter of fact, like, if when I was out there, if I reached out, if I was doing my thing and I hit you, two times and you flaked out, it was a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be available. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, hey, I made time to be available to call you. If you're not available, you get two times max, and then I'm gonna put you in a certain box. And I'm not saying I wouldn't talk to you or rap to you or try to hang with you, but I'm gonna put you in a box, and that box is low priority. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
that's a whole
so
different box.
interesting. That's so interesting because the crazy thing is the more you kind of hold out and kind of flake on a guy and be inconsistent, the more that a guy can really be attracted to you. That's so funny.
Nah, not for me. I don't think. I see a few brothers in the room. Gabe and my man Curlin. You know what I'm saying? Alpha. I don't know about them, but for me, if you flake on me, like, I'm not. That doesn't move me in a good way. I'm like, I'm moving on. I'm gonna still, if when I was out there, if I still, if I was physically attracted to you enough, I would still keep you around, but I would put you be at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not in the starting five. You be on the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can
you
she
you
ever come up?
you be Kendrick Perkins out here. You don't get no playing time. But unless unless I'm in a drought. But yeah, if you can't
So
flake, you got
women
two
who
flake. You
aren't
got two
even your
flake max.
woman, Frank. This is what you're saying. Women that aren't even your woman have to follow your rules, and they're not even your woman.
All right, let me clarify this. Y'all know, okay, I'm married,
Yeah,
right?
clarify
So
that.
so right. So I
That's what
am.
it
So
sounded
listen.
like.
So I'm married, but I'm speaking from a perspective of before I got married. Okay. So when I was out there before I met my wife, that's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Um, I didn't really care what she. I mean, I didn't really care what she did when I wasn't around. Like, I wasn't naive. I knew that. I don't care about that. I mean, guys know. Like, we don't believe that. You know, your body count is low anyway, for the most part. I'm just being honest. Like, we don't believe that. Whatever you tell us, we're going. That's times three minimum. You know what I'm saying? So we don't. So it's understood that you out here dating, playing the field, doing your thing too. It's just that if I hit you, you know, you got to be available. You got to make yourself available. Period. And if you're not, then you get two times to not be available, and then I'm moving on. So yeah.
So
So
the
to answer your
women get
question, yes,
all.
she has
What
to
is
be.
their
Huh?
sorry? What is their response when you just abruptly stop talking to them?
It depends. I mean, usually it's like, okay, well, why hasn't he called me? Why hasn't he reached out? What's going on? You know, so they'll want to, they will want to hang out. Um, and then there would be a little extra when we hung out. So, um, they would, dress a little extra. They would act a little extra to see, subconsciously if I was still there. You know what I'm saying? If they did all that and I was still kind of like, and I didn't say nothing about it, or I didn't give them any kind of idea that I noticed, what they were trying to do, then it's like, okay, he ain't really into me no more. He done moved on. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my experience, from things I experienced when I was out, when I was, playing the field. It was like, if I ease back, you know, and they were still interested, they would try to push forward, try to push the issues to talk, to come over, or to go out or whatever. So um And if I let him do it, then it was like, okay, now I gotta see if he's still there. You know what I mean? I gotta do something. I gotta do something different. I gotta change it up to see if he's still interested. You know what I mean? If it was something that just, maybe he, was busy at work, or maybe he had something going on, but I gotta really do something different to see if he's still interested.
Okay, so Frank obviously read The Art of War introduction and Mind Games. Curtin just joined the panel. Curtin, what do you want to add to this? Have you ever, digmatized a woman? Do you digmatize women? Do you play these mind games that Frank is over there was over there playing before he got married?
Oh
Well,
shit.
well, yeah, of course. I mean, it's not necessarily done on purpose. It's just kind of how it falls into place. You know? As far as the games, I wouldn't necessarily call what Frank was doing games. That's just the criteria that he set, and he was like, "Listen, this is what it is, and if you're not down with it, then cool, I'm a ride." I do the same thing for the most part. Like, if I'm dealing with a lady and she flakes on me a couple of times, and I'm like, okay, that's my cue that I'm out. If she try to come back around, I may speak, I may talk, but it's generally no going back. You know what I'm saying? I don't really move backwards. Like,
But this is what I'm trying to understand though, because y'all aren't talking about women that you guys are actually dating. You're talking about fuck buddies, right?
I'm talking about a little of both.
Yeah, a little both. You gotta work your way up to
You're
that.
talking about fuck buddies though, right?
Not not
I,
not, not strictly cut buddies, no.
Frank, were you talking about strictly cut buddies, or you were actually dating these women?
a little bit of both, but I would say for the most part, that's where you start. You start at the cut. You start as
Oh
a cut
Lord.
buddy, and then you gotta work your. I mean, I'm just saying, like, because men are
You
visual.
started
First,
as cut buddies and
yeah,
then she
yeah,
has to work
right.
her way up
You
to
know,
dating
Here,
you.
nah,
Lord,
here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Men, we're visual, so that's the first thing we see is like, we're physical, we're visual, so we see that first. So it's like, okay, that's where we start, and based on who she is as a woman, that helps us determine how we want to take it from that point on. If her mind is right, if she's feminine, if she has all the right qualities, then okay, I'm gonna take it from a physical to something else. You understand what I'm saying? But if she's not, if she's like, okay, she's good enough for me to smash, but I don't really see nothing serious, then she becomes a cut buddy. You know what I'm saying? So it starts physically, and then depending on who she is as a woman, will guide you in how you treat her and where y'all go in the relationship.
Okay, so let me ask this question then. Since we're on the subject of penises or whatever, um, do you feel what do you guys think of a woman who you're having sex with, you're having probably unprotected sex, doing every kind of position 3 ways from Sunday, and you guys are hanging out one day, her phone rings, you ask who it is, and she starts being a little, invasive, she's like, oh, I don't want to tell you, you ask to see her phone, and she says, no, you cannot go through my phone. Do you think that that's like, a little suspicious, or since you guys do every position and everything else, but she just won't let you go through her phone? Do you think that's like a little weird for you?
Well, I would say it depends on what we agree to at that point. Like, if we had already said that, it's mostly physical, we're not trying to go anywhere else, then I could care less, because that's not what we agreed to. And I'm not about to change the rules on her on the fly. You know what I'm saying? Because if she try to do that shit to me, it's not gonna work. You know what I mean? So go
I
ahead,
agree
Frank.
with I agree with that, and we kind of talked about it earlier in Messenger. But I would say it really depend on the type of relationship we have and what we established in the beginning. If we established a relationship where we're open, we're transparent, we're in a monogamous relationship, it's just us, and then you pull that later on, then that's a huge red flag, because I'm like, okay, we didn't start like that, we didn't agree to that, and now you're kind of being, you know you're being hidden and reserved, and that's not who you were before. So obviously the antennas are gonna go up. But if we started a relationship like, hey, we're just kicking it, we're having fun, we're doing us, then I would still be upset because I'm like, yo, first of all, you ain't gonna just
How
stop
you
me.
gonna be
You ain't
upset at
nah, nah,
somebody that's not your girl?
I'm gonna explain it to you. First of all, like
Let him
why you
finish.
picking up the phone when I'm there? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm smashing it and we there, why you even picking up the phone? You can wait till I roll to pick that phone up. You understand what I'm saying? Like
But the thing
that's
about it
disrespectful to
is,
me for you to
let me
even
say
answer
this.
when I'm there. Huh?
Because it seems like there's some false entitlement to respect. If we're just fucking and we're just fucking and these are the boundaries that are set, my phone is my business. What I do outside of my time, or if you laying in the bed and I choose to pick up the phone, that would still be my business because we're just fucking. There's not any real respect there. And it's disrespect actually on both parties in a certain sense because she's giving you her body, you giving her some dick. Y'all ain't really exchanging. To me, I feel like sex is an exchange of emotions, but it's kind of
Right.
denying yourself of that. So it's like not a total fulfillment of that. But if I'm laying in the bed and my phone happens to be going off and me and you just fucking, I don't owe you anything. You don't owe me anything. That wouldn't be my business.
So you're saying, right, and I'm just, there's no right or wrong answer to this. It's just your opinion. So y'all saying you with a guy and y'all not official. Y'all just hanging out. Like y'all sleep together from time to time. And you over there chilling, and y'all, y'all just finished up. Y'all laying in the bed, whatever. And a female call, and he pick up and just have a whole conversation with Shorty.
That would be my
You
cue
gonna
to
be
leave. That would be my cue to leave because
right.
apparently he found her conversation more interesting than what I was providing at the time. It wouldn't be anything. I'm not going to sit here and necessarily say that I wouldn't feel some type of way because, of
Right.
course, I would feel some type of way, but I wouldn't be expressive of it because at the end of the day, if he and I agreed to just have sex and that's all it is sex, what am I tripping for? That's not my man. Because if my phone goes off in the middle of the night and he's laying there, that ain't his business. What he tripping for?
Men are alphas, man. Like we're alphas. So even if
It
it's
kind of sounds more like can take shit, can dish it, but can't take it. That's
nah,
kind
I
of
ain't
what it
saying I
sounds
can't.
like
I ain't
to
saying I
me.
can't take it. Just take it up out my crib. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not saying I can't take it. I'm saying I don't have a problem with you if that's the conditions of the relationship where we're seeing other people, we're just doing our thing. That's cool. But for you to do that in front of me, to me personally, and I can't speak for Cullen or Gabe or anybody else. For me personally, that's a sign of disrespect. For you to pick that phone up and have a conversation with dude or be texting a dude in my crib or when I'm right there. Now, granted, if I'm at your place, I
Hold
would
on,
leave.
though. Hold on.
I would
Wait
leave.
a minute. You've
But
never texted a girl while another girl was at your crib when you was in your player days.
nah, I'd be like, I hit her back later. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I get her. She'll be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I wouldn't do that shit either
Nah, like
because that's
nah.
just like if we there and we hanging, we doing our thing. That's at that particular moment. That's our time. You know what I'm saying? Unless you check it on your kids, I'm checking on mine. Then everything else is mute.
Yeah, do you though? I mean, do listen. I'm not you're not my girl. You know what I mean? Have fun, enjoy yourself. But at the same time, you're not
Have
gonna
some
do that.
respect
Really,
and
you're
show
not gonna do that
creative.
in my presence though. You know what I'm saying? Especially
So,
like
Okay.
if it's like if we're at my crib, if we're at my house or my apartment, whatever. Nah, I'm gonna be like, yo, you sound like you got somewhere to go. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Straight up.
I
Like,
mean,
I'll hit you later. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
get up with you later, but you're not gonna talk to another dude in my crib like that.
yeah.
That's disrespectful to me
Yeah,
personally.
for me, it's just a common courtesy thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just as simple as that. It
so
doesn't
if
have
it
to be
was your
complicated.
woman, though, right? If it was your woman, you would have an issue with her not letting you go through her phone. Is that what you guys saying?
It depends on the boundaries of the relationship. Like, listen, I'll say this. Even with married couples, um there are married couples that are like, look, everything is open, everything is on the table. You got access to this, I got access to that. But some couples are like, look, we do certain things together, and I still have my own privacy. It depends on what y'all agree on.
To
You know
be
what I mean? So it
honest,
doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter, if you're in a relationship. Some people, if you agree upon, look, this is what I do over here. And I honestly, I wouldn't have a problem with it, unless I don't think anybody should have a problem with it unless someone shows you signs. Like, so let's say, for example,
Exactly.
for prime example, we talked about it earlier, but if the phone rings and they kind of, get up, go in the other room, answer it, whatever, you know, naturally you might be like, well, everything okay? Or, you're all right. But if outside of that specific phone call, if they've given me no reason to question what they're doing, I wouldn't really, go berserk over that, because I feel like, yo, karma is real, and if something's going on, it's gonna show itself. I don't have to force nothing. I don't have to force your hand. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
but it really depends on what y'all agree to. If y'all agree to, like, hey, everything is open, you got access to this, you got access to that, and then they change up on you, then yeah, I would have a problem with that.
Right.
But does it seem like a sign of insecurity if a person chooses to go through your phone, like at any point? Like, let's just say there's nothing going on, but they caught a feeling, they saw somebody flirting with you,
Mm.
whatever, and they just decided to go through your phone. Would you feel like it was a sign of insecurity?
If you have to go through phones in a relationship, oh, and hello everybody, hello to the panel. Thanks for having me. This is
Good.
Gabe, Ultimate Black Man Radio. How y'all doing?
Yeah, what's up?
Um, if I have to go through your phone, I probably don't need to be.
I tried to explain this to somebody on this panel earlier today, and they were in such disagreement with me
Oh my god, Danielle, let me go
about
through that
going.
phone. Let me see what's in that phone, Danielle. Don't play
Right?
with
Why
me.
you feel like you gotta go through the phone, Danielle?
Yeah, but yeah, honestly,
No, Danielle doesn't go through phones, period.
yeah,
If I catch a vibe that something is off, I'm not going through your phone. I'm leaving that situation because
right.
I can literally listen to my intuition, and my intuition will tell me, you know what, such and such has been acting a certain way. They've been doing a certain way, and I'll try to give you I'll try to see if you're okay and make sure everything's good. But if you're acting a certain way, or you're treating me a certain way, and it's usually tends to be some sort of mistreatment there, and your phone ringing in the middle of the night, and I'm feeling some type of way, and I'm feeling suspicious, no, I'm not gonna sit here and argue with you. I'm not gonna go through your phone. I'm gonna get ghost, because there's a certain type of respect
So
that
you
needs to
all
be
right?
had
Okay,
for me.
hold on. Because
So you said in the past, you were, you've been
I've been
digmatized before. So
digmatized twice.
when you were right in those two situations,
Oh, and then
did your
keep in mind, I was
intuition
very
have you up
young.
and leave,
Keep in
or was
mind,
you
I was
picking,
very
or was you
young.
checking, or was you trying to check the phone in those
No,
two situations?
well, I will say this. When I was young, I did do that. When I was
Okay.
young, I did do that. My 30s, no. I just it just doesn't make any sense. Like, how much sense does it make to let a guy hit Rob, but you going through his phone? Like, what kind of sense does that make?
okay, so before we even get too far into this, I never said that I go through guys' phones. Danielle, you tried it.
You will answer it, so child. You will answer
You
it. You
tried it.
picking it up. If it rang and you
You
see a
tried
girl's
it. You
name,
tried it. That ain't what I
girl.
said. You tried
You
it.
didn't say you would pick up a phone. You didn't say if your man was in the next room. Let me finish. Let me finish.
I didn't say nothing about going through nobody's phone. That's two different
No,
things.
but
all,
you still, to me,
all,
you wouldn't have a reason to pick up his phone. That's his phone. What you need to pick it up for?
I feel like if we're in a relationship and we're a couple, if your phone is constantly ringing, obviously it's somebody of importance or it's an emergency, I'm assuming. So if I answer and say, hey, this person is busy, I don't think that that's an issue.
Nah, that's an issue though. Straight up.
it
Like,
it,
that's
it again, that falls back to what y'all agreed on.
What? Okay, if they hadn't been, because most people don't really discuss it for real, like right off the bat. But let's just say they 6 months in, and the phone is ringing, and it's a girl, and he's in like another room where he went to the store and left his phone. She more than likely, Mary Stank is answering that damn phone. Me, I'm not gonna answer that phone.
Okay, let me be clear here. I wouldn't just answer anybody's phone. Like if it's my man, like obviously he's already told me I can do that. I don't just go and just answer the phone. That's number one. Number two, I don't feel like if I'm answering the phone, I'm like, yo, bitch, why you calling? Da 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 da. That's a story. Because I say, hey, he's such and such just stepped out. Do you want me to leave a message for you? Because they keep calling. I don't think that's an issue.
So what if she? Okay, so let me ask you a question. Somebody, okay, your man is in the shower. It's about 10:30 at night, right? Phone rings. A picture pops up on the phone. It's a woman that's more attractive than you, and it's kind of a little sexy picture, but she's attractive. And your man's in the shower. Y'all hadn't really discussed it, and his phone rings, and she calls like back to back to back. Would you pick up the phone?
Hell yes, she gonna pick it up.
I would answer the phone.
Hell yes, she'll pick it up.
She gonna answer that phone.
she can't wait.
Said Marisol gonna be like Joy on Friday. Nuh-uh, who the fuck is that bitch?
First off, Carla, no, like you know me. That's number one.
Carla, you right though, because that's exactly what she gonna do.
So okay, all right. So let me ask y'all this, because I always wanted to ask a woman this. So, does your level of insecurity change based on how attractive the other woman is?
Well, why is there insecurity?
So let's say like the same scenario Danielle just gave you, right? This girl calls, she blowing up the phone. Her picture come up, and she look like Gabby Sidibe. Are you gonna have the same energy as far as wanting to pick that phone up as you would if she looked like it's just a dime?
Please let me answer this. I will say the most underestimated woman is the fat black chick, because the fat black chicks is out here fucking. They will fuck your man. They will take your man, or kind of take your man, because they'll have your man running around here looking crazy. I will say that she is probably the most underestimated woman of all time. Now, truthfully, if you see an attractive woman's picture pop up on your man's phone, you do tend to kind of tense up whether you answer the phone or not. It does kind of mess with your mind a little bit, and you may not even say nothing, but let her continue to call. Who is that? Why she keep calling you? What she want? You gonna feel some type of way. You'll end up saying something eventually, especially if your man isn't talking to her in front of you. You'll say something eventually.
I tell you what, if you at one of our cribs and that happened, that's grounds for dismissal, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody blowing you up, because our thing is, as men, it's like, look, okay, you know you was coming over here. You know what I'm saying? You know you was gonna be over here for a certain time.
Wait a minute.
That's disrespectful.
Wait a minute. So you're saying if I'm at your crib, let's say we're not in a relationship and my phone starts blowing up, you would tell me to leave your crib because my phone is blowing up.
I ain't playing no fucking games about your damn phone in his house. Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? If it ain't your grandma or something, or your kid.
No, let's say you know it's a dude. I know it's a dude. We know it's a dude.
Yeah.
And my phone is blowing up. You would be like, you gotta go.
You knew you was gonna be over here from about 7 to 11. You know what I'm saying? You knew. So I'm like, so you gotta put that on. You put that on. Look. You gotta put that on silent or on rest mode or something, sleep mode. Something.
I can't breathe.
What you doing over here? Like what is that? That's disrespectful though. This is my time.
What are the other men on the family?
Straight up.
Yeah. If a chick is with me, like phone need to be on silent. Like
straight up.
Put that shit on silent, bro.
Yeah.
Why you like, even if y'all out like if y'all go out to dinner and you constantly on the phone texting and all that, that's a red flag. Like that's
disrespect.
No, that's disrespect. That's straight up disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
We've talked about that. I talked about that today. A lot of these goofy ass niggas see stuff like that and then are in shock and awe when the chick do something to them. But it's little stuff like that are red flags of disrespect. Right. You don't let no chick be in her phone around you all the time when she in your presence like that. Like, no, man, you coming to kick with me. It's me time. And listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna yell at you. I'm not gonna cuss you out. If you continue to do it, then I'm just gonna have to charge you to the game and ask you to leave. Simple as that.
Right.
Yep. I'll be like, listen, you need a tutorial on how to set like your friends and family on like a alert or something, so you can turn that shit off. Like,
let me tell you something. If she really gives a damn about you, like when she was out here messing with all them dusty ass niggas and thug ass niggas, she wasn't in her phone then. So you're not. If a woman is really into you and she kicking it with you, trust me. You remember that Jill Scott song, "The Way," and
Right.
she in the song she was saying, her girls wanted her to come out, and in so many words she was like, "Nah, sis, I can't go out. I'm going to get dick tonight." Like when women
Right.
are really into you, that's the energy they on.
Right.
So you're
They'll
not
cut
going to be
everybody
sitting
off.
in my presence on your damn phone, whether we out in public or you in my crib. Like, nah, it's a no go.
Yeah, when it's
Simple.
right, she'll cut
I
everybody off. She'll cut her
just,
mom off. She ain't picking up the phone for a mom call if she into you. Like, mom,
Yeah,
I'll call you
women
back.
women will cut everybody off if they are into you.
Everybody.
Homegirls,
Damn
mom,
sure will.
dad, Jesus,
Kids,
Buddha,
all I mean, straight up.
spirit, kids. They cut off everybody when
Kids.
they're really into you.
Not me. Not me.
no.
Danielle, don't get me
Stop.
started on you, Danielle. Don't get
I,
started on me on this
stop.
damn
I
panel today.
don't believe that shit.
You don't
I
believe
know
Don't-
it
I
ain't.
don't know why y'all don't. Y'all don't know
I don't
that.
think
Danielle,
you.
if
I don't
you
think
getting
you know
some
who.
good
Right.
dick and a nigga tell you cut that damn phone off,
Y'all
what's up?
gotta understand. Y'all gotta understand. I have had some good dick in my 30s,
And you
and
and
I have walked away from situations that were not self-serving. If it's
please,
to a point, I've had some good dick in my. I've really had some good dick in my 30s.
Oh my
I'll
God,
say that.
girl.
No, I'm just saying I
Danielle.
have. I've
We
had
gonna
good
cut
sex
it.
in
We
my
gonna cut
30s,
it off.
but if it's a situation where my whole life doesn't go to shit because I'm getting some good D. Now I'm gonna be happier. I'm gonna do more for people. I'm gonna be a better person in life. But my whole life doesn't go to shit because I'm getting some good D. It doesn't work like that.
You sure they
Y'all
I'm
I don't.
don't
positive, honey.
I don't believe that.
listen. I know your life doesn't go to the shitter because of good dick, but
Some
you
people
don't.
do though. Some people do. I ain't gonna.
I mean,
It's
we talked
happened to
about
me
that.
once upon a time.
We talked about that before, and on some personal shit, and we know what good dick will do. We're witnessing that now, are we not, Danielle? So yeah, it does do that. But Danielle, you get some good dick, and that nigga say, "Put that phone down." You like, "Yes, daddy."
You right.
First of all, I wouldn't
You
even have
right.
my phone out. if
I'm
if
sorry.
it, if the D is that good, it ain't even gonna be out.
Hey, Danielle, I need you to put your phone down right now.
Child, please.
Anyway, so y'all saying that women are supposed to give up our friends and all. Where did that come from?
No, no, no,
Whoa,
no.
whoa,
We're not
whoa, whoa,
saying give
whoa.
up your friends. We didn't.
Nah.
Nobody on the panel said that. But
You know
when
she
it's
has
your
selective hearing, honey.
Yeah, I
time,
heard somebody say that.
no. But when it's time for me to spend time with me, the phone needs to be put up. I want you to have friends. I'm not trying to take you from your friends because eventually I'm gonna want you gone anyway, so I can do what I want to do as far
Right.
as like my hobbies and everything and my homies. So, but I'm not saying you cut off your friends. No, ain't nobody said that. It's just that if I hadn't seen you in a while and you coming by or it's nighttime and we going to bed, put the phone up.
Right. It's
Simple.
about respecting the time and the space.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna do the same for you if that's what we on. Like don't have the goddamn phone ringing all night. That's not where it's at.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
just feel like y'all got a whole lot of rules for some friends with benefits. That's what I.
Nah, it's not. It's not rules.
No,
It's
no,
that's respect.
no, it's not
You know what I'm
rules.
Yeah.
saying?
It's
That's
understanding,
respect. Like, I'm
respect.
not gonna listen. We got things going. We have things going on, and I'm not gonna sit there and pick the phone up and engage another female, and you sitting right here, or you in the shower, or you. I'm not gonna
Fact.
do that. Okay, if you in the shower when she call, I might hit up like, yo, holler at me later or something. But I'm not gonna sit here and stay on the phone and set something up. You know what I mean? Like, and you right there. That's a sign of disrespect. Like, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm not gonna do that to you, I wouldn't expect you to do that to me.
Yeah,
And
but Frank, you said she can't even have people calling her. How she gonna prevent somebody from calling her?
Frank
I ain't
ain't
look,
having it,
look.
honey.
You can't
None of
look. You can't
that.
look.
So
I
none
ain't.
of it.
This what I'm saying. This what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna say, look. You know, um, I can't prevent somebody from calling you. You have a life outside of what we doing. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. What I'm saying is that this is our time from 7 to 11. However, every Tuesday from 6 to 10. That's Frank time. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't Frank time, then it's like, okay, look, we can roll. Like I got some, I hit you later. But you're not gonna come over here, and I can't stop somebody from calling you. But see, here's my thing too, because I've been in situations where Well, I've seen situations where somebody would say that, but like, well, Frank, he got mad at me because so and so called. I can't help that he called me. I can't help that he tried to holler at me, whatever. So I get what she's saying, but see, a dude don't really care about the other guy. He care about how you respond to the other guy. You know what I'm saying? So I know you. Look, if I'm with you, that means I think you're attractive. So if I think you're attractive, that means I think Cullen and Gabe think you are attractive to a certain degree. You understand what I'm saying? So I expect dudes to try to holler at you. I expect you to have dudes that want to get at you. But my thing is, I'm looking at when you're around me, I'm looking at how you respond to them. I don't really care nothing about them. I expect them as a man. I expect them to hunt. I expect them to conquer. I expect them to go out here and try to bag something. You know what I'm saying? As a man, that's what I expect. But I don't expect for you to be with me and you entertain that shit. You understand what I'm saying?
But Matt, but listen, that's what I'm saying. Um, Frank, she's not your woman though. Like,
It does not fucking matter. Here's the thing.
It
I'm
don't.
not
If
who cares? Like,
but see, here's the thing. That there are certain things that a dude is going to tolerate, and there's certain things that are not. And the same can be said in reverse. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you as a woman ain't going to tolerate either. You know what I'm saying? But when the two of you are in that time slot, it need to be about y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, I got tutorials like, here, put your mama, your daddy, and your cousin that's watching your kid on priority, and set that shit to silent and let it stay. You know what I'm saying? For that time slot, that's what you need to do. That's all we ask.
Frank is saying that when he's out with the woman, he's checking how she responded to other dudes and stuff like that. That's what your
fuck. Yeah, for sure. Like
that shit your fuck though. Why she? That's a whole lot of rules for.
Wait a minute. If there's no chance, okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this. If she's a friends with benefit and it's a friends with benefit situation, generally, from what y'all have said, there's not generally a chance of her upgrading from a fuck buddy to a girlfriend to a wife, right?
That's on her. She gotta earn a spot.
Wait a minute. So you saying that a woman can work her way up from fuck buddy with you?
It's situational, and it really depends on the woman.
Y'all are full of
Generally speaking.
Again, it's situational because hell, she may not even want to go there with me. She may have her eyes on somebody else for that particular relationship type situation. So you never know.
Man.
See, for me, I'm different. Like, look, a lot of dudes, they start off high. Like, when I say that, I mean they start off like if they really like a female, they start off high. They start off at Ruth Chris and shit like that. Nah, we gonna start off around about Denny's, and you gonna work your way up.
Denny's.
Like, that's how I.
Frank, you know what? I'm not tired of you, Frank.
Listen,
Denny's.
We gonna do something. We going and I'm official. You know what I mean? Like. My money right, I'm good. So it ain't about what I can and can't afford. It's about you have to. I value myself. You know what I'm saying? My dick was precious when I was out there. So you got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes don't think like that. Their mindset is, I'm gonna get the best I'm gonna get the best I can get, and I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna do this and do that and impress her to try to get her, to try to show her I'm worthy of her. Nah, I'm an alpha type male, so you got to show me you worthy of me. I'm just as important as you are in this relationship, so you have to impress me. We were in Gabe's live, and the dude was like, we was talking about Cardi B, whatever. The dude was like, well, every dude pays for sex. Like when you go out on a date, you paying for. I'm like, nah, I'm going out on a date to put her in a situation where she can show me that she's worth my time, where she can show me that she's worthy of me. You know what I'm saying? And so I got to eat anyway.
So you would start off at Denny's to do it. So let me ask you a question. If you meet a quality female,
right,
and I mean she's quality, if y'all have gotten to a point where you actually want to take her out in public, it should be something that's already been proven before you even get to a situation, which is kind of weird to me because it's like, okay, if I'm a quality female, first of all, I'm not gonna agree to go with you to Denny's anyway because I'm not a female that's looking just to go out to eat just to eat. I could afford my meals. I'm not looking for a free date, but if I agree to go with you on a date, show me a good time. Don't take me to Denny's. Take me somewhere Take me somewhere decent. Take me
You
places where I usually go myself to eat.
you could have a good time with that Grand Slam, goddamn. Like you could you
Yeah, not
know what I'm saying?
me.
You now
I'm not going to
I'm
your
sure
Denny's,
I'm playing.
baby.
But I'm saying at the
Denny's is
same
nasty, one
what I'm
fact.
really
That's
saying
really
is
wrong.
like what I'm trying
It
to say
really
is
is.
that because like you still have to, there's still a certain standard. So you still want to go out here and
I think that let me ask y'all this though. If you take a woman, when y'all take women out on dates, do y'all expect sex afterwards?
It depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? If that's what we've been leading up to, then why not? You know what I'm
How
saying?
many
It
dates
wouldn't necessarily
sex?
be a knock against her if that isn't where it goes. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. My thing is don't buck the flow. Like if that's where our flow is going, you know what I'm saying, and we just happen to go out one night and then we go back to the crib. Like don't just put up the road runner stop sign just because you on like some 60-day or 90-day shit. You know
Let
what I'm
me
saying?
ask y'all a question. How many dates would y'all take a woman on and not expect sex? Like, at what date would y'all start to be like, okay, when we gonna fuck?
it depends on the female though.
Yeah, it does.
It depends on her. You know what I'm saying? Like some joints you take out and it's like, okay, I already know I'm a hit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm already expecting to hit early. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it depends on the female. Some of them like, okay, if she's more official, then you're like, okay, look, you know, I understand that it's gonna take me a little longer to get it. But I'm not gonna be on no rule. I'm not gonna be on no Steve Harvey 60-day, 90-day rule shit either. That's not happening either.
So how many dates for a woman who's official? How many dates is that?
Um,
I can't really put a number
yeah, you
on it
can't put a
because
number on it.
it all depends on how often you two link up. You know what I'm saying? Hell, it could be 3 weeks before y'all get a chance to link up again because y'all schedules just don't mesh. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let's say you've taken her out on 4 dates and she still ain't giving you none.
And the
You
chemistry is there.
If the chemistry is there and she's not going there, then to me that tells me that she's probably trying to the either buck the flow or she's playing games.
Right.
Well,
on
let me ask a question. Let me ask y'all a question because this is the stuff that comes from guys. Guys will tell us that we probably should wait and we should figure out what's going on. We should see, we should wait, we should wait. The longer that we wait, you kind of see where a guy's head is. A guy gets a chance to show you some consistency, stuff like that. If a woman is doing that, would that still be considered playing games just to see if how consistent you are or what you're on or what you're about?
It's situational at best, but I would say um I'm not on no count. I don't have a count. I don't have a set number. I didn't have a set number where like, okay, about date 5, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go into a relationship or a situation with a female like that. That's not what I did. But if we've been kicking it for a while and the energy's there and she's hesitating, I would wonder why she's hesitating. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe, is it some game she's playing or is she still not, sold on me or something? I like you not smashing is not the condition. That's a symptom of something. So I would, if I liked you enough, I would try to figure out, what the real issue is, because you not giving up, even in a relationship, like y'all not having sex, that's a sign of something bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to have sex. People want to be intimate and want to pleasure and be pleasured. That's a natural, emotion. That's what people want. So if you're not doing it, there's a certain reason why you're not doing it. And if I liked you enough, that would be my goal, was to try to figure that out.
So Gabe, let me ask, how many dates do you take a woman on before you expect to get up in it? Gabriel?
Uh, how many dates?
Yeah, how
It
many dates?
depends on the vibe, but I would say 4 to 5.
See, all three of us are saying the
Four to
same
five
shit.
days.
4 to 5 days. Y'all think that someone's
Yeah.
supposed to give y'all her goodies in 4 days?
Most of these chicks want to give you the goodies on the first date,
Oh my
but I digress. I digress on that. I normally expect
That's
if
true.
you done came and saw me 4 and 5 times and the vibe is good and we kicking it and we vibing, like smashing is just around the corner. So this is how I feel. 4 to 5
I would
days.
say for me, I don't know for Danielle, but I haven't had messed with a guy after 4 dates. Like, because 4 days can be in a month.
Yeah, it can. I'm
You
just saying
don't
this.
know nobody in a month to be like, oh yeah, I want to have sex with them.
I know Steve Harvey has the whole 90-day thing, which I don't agree with. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't think you should smash first date, but whenever you both feel comfortable and y'all are comfortable with each other and y'all vibing, we grown, do you?
I don't agree with the 90-day rule either because I think it's playing mind games. I feel like whenever I'm ready to have sex with a guy, is when I'll be ready. I'm not gonna tell a guy he needs to be nice to me for 90 days in order to get my vagina. But I will say that it's usually gonna take a little bit longer than 90 days for me to decide to have
Bet.
sex.
Bet.
We already know what time it is. Like, we know as guys, we know that women, you already size a guy up within like the first time you see him, the first date, whatever. It's already in your mind. Like, you could see yourself sleeping with this guy. You know what I'm saying? So the whole dating process is like, okay, you trying to gauge whether or not he can talk and act himself out of getting it. You know what I'm saying? But you already know physically from the first time, from when you saw him, when you heard him speak, you already knew whether or not he could get it. So if we 3, 4, 5 dates in, and you ain't done it yet, there's a reason why. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't because you're not attracted to him. It's like, what are you holding out for? You know what I mean? Like, what do you need to
Maybe
see that
some
you
women
haven't seen
are
already?
relationship women. They don't want to have sex without being in a relationship.
Oh,
You don't think that that's
okay.
possible?
No, I do. But
Shirley,
for a
what do you
guy,
think about that?
I tell you, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
About which part about her not wanting to do anything without being in a relationship?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's on her, but she got to understand while you're not in a relationship, he may not be waiting for you because you two aren't official. So, I mean, it's a gamble either way. You know what I mean?
Danielle has been kidnapped, guys, by who's Danielle been kidnapped by? That Boost Mobile Cricket Mississippi downtown phone that she had. So she's trying to get her situation together. So we're gonna give her some time because obviously, somebody didn't pay their bill. But anyways, so I mean, okay, so you're saying that even if a man is technically waiting for that woman, he's not actually waiting because he's still smashing somebody else.
The possibility is there. He may not be, but I mean, within that time frame, who knows? He may meet somebody else that he likes more. You know what I'm saying? Has a stronger connection with, and after 3 weeks, they doing their thing.
Well, I think for me, I think that if that happened, then I'm like, I am so glad that I did not have sex with him because obviously that would have happened regardless. So I'd rather him go on with her than to go on with her after we'd been intimate.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it depends on the situation. You know what I mean? Because in a lot of cases, what I've found is that once you start being intimate, some people pull back from the feel a little bit, especially if the both of y'all are into each other. You know what I'm saying? Like say you and I are kicking it. You know what I'm saying? We on, I don't know, week 5. We decide to get busy. You know what I'm saying? I'm really, really feeling you. You really feeling me. I'm probably not gonna be really checking for anybody else. And if I am, I'm not gonna make a move necessarily. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
back.
Okay, you paid your bill.
Girl, please.
And we
But
glad you paid your phone bill, Danielle.
Thank you, girl.
But
So Danielle, what do you think? So do you think that a woman it's in her best interest to wait for a commitment to have sex, or do you think that whenever the chemistry is right and the time is right and it's all spicy, it's time to get it on?
No, because at the end of the day, a woman will end up looking for reciprocation from that man. And a lot of people can have chemistry and it be there, but if a man is really trying to commit to you and really trying to show you something, he'll make you his woman anyway. Like if that's what the case is. But if a man is just trying to get it, he's gonna tell you all kind of sweet things and sweet nothings and tell you how great you are and whatever to get what he's gonna get. So you don't want to give up your cookies before getting a commitment because you don't know if that's that man's intention or what his intention is besides getting the cookies. So I feel like a woman should be in a relationship before she has sex.
For you guys, Frank, Gabe, and Curlin, do you guys often get into a relationship before you have sex with a woman, or is that like not gonna happen? Well, Frank, before you got married.
It depends on how I saw the person. Honestly, like when I met my wife, when I first met her, I kind of felt early on that like, I saw something there. You know what I mean? I couldn't really put my finger on it. So I treated it completely different than I did, with other women that I had dated before. So it was more official. It was to the point. I didn't really, I didn't really have any games to play. I didn't really want to play any. I wasn't really focused on that. It was like I knew what I wanted. I went for it. She cooperated with it, and we just, and in that situation, it went fast. But before her, it was like, we kind of dated and we just kind of saw where it went. But I did, guys in that mindset do or can lose interest if they know if they know a woman is holding out just for the sake of holding out, then we're going to lose interest with that. You know what I'm saying? And we can feel that. You know what I'm saying? Like guys, we have intuition too. We can pick up on energy too. So we can kind of tell like she's just playing games. You know what I mean? And so if she's doing that, then we'll do one or two things. We'll either stay around and wait if we think she's worth it, or we'll or we'll still entertain her while we do our thing on the side. But it depends on it depends on him, how he sees her and what he wants from her out of, as it relates to a relationship.
Currently, you normally wait before, for a commitment before you get, or are you like, no, you need to get in it before you can get her a commitment?
I mean, again, it's not a static thing. It depends on the woman. You know what I mean? I mean, hell, I've talked to chicks where I knew good and damn well that she was way into me than I was into her, and she was trying to throw me the cookies at every turn. But I knew that if I had taken them, it would have been an issue later on, and I didn't want to treat her badly. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it all depends on the dude and what he's about. Just like you guys, no woman is made up the same, no guy is made up the same either. You know what I'm saying? But there does tend to be certain like general man rules, so to speak, for lack of a better term, I guess, that we tend to operate in. So
I'll say this too: if your mileage high, and I know it, you ain't gonna come to me with no, you gotta wait. You know what I'm saying? Like
oh god,
nah, straight up, like nah. You're not going.
But how does that make you entitled to her vagina? Like y'all not the same. It's different men.
Here's the thing: it's not about entitlement. It's about because to us it comes off as a game. It's like, okay, we know who you are. You've been around town. You know what I'm saying? And
but the thing about it is, but that's exactly what it is. It's exactly that's what entitlement is.
Stop playing them damn games. Don't come looking in my face talking about some, you want to come to me acting like you Sister Mary now. You Virgin Mary all of a sudden, been out here hoeing around, giving your body to any and everybody, and then when it come to me, it's
I'm
I
celibate.
will wait until I
Yeah.
get to know you.
Nah.
So
Nah.
what y'all saying is if she fucked everybody, she gotta fuck you too.
I
Nope.
mean,
If that's
the
what it's
expectation,
if that's what it
straight up.
is.
Oh, no.
Straight up. Yep.
What I'm saying is, don't come to me brand new if half of the town knows your history.
because the thing is, what a lot of these chicks will do, they'll do that to you as a man. If you fall for it, and then when y'all stop dealing with one another, she'll go get with another guy, and she back on this thing too. And I'm not finna fall victim to no goofy ass bullshit.
Right.
Right. It's either that, or since you guys aren't an item or whatever, then she may run into another dude. You know what I'm saying? And she knock him off the same night.
Facts.
Yeah. You ain't getting your self-esteem up off me. I want the same self-esteem you had.
Oh
With
my
You know what I'm
God.
saying? Straight up.
yeah,
You ain't
thank you.
nah.
That was
Right.
wonderful.
I want the same
And
self-esteem
Chris
you
is
had
not
before.
playing no games tonight.
Straight up.
right. Like
Frank
That
said he wants that low
same-
I
self-esteem.
want the low self-esteem everybody else got.
keep that keep that same energy.
Straight up.
That is terrible.
Don't come at me with a try to up your
Right.
self-esteem.
Nah.
Child.
Don't try to make yourself over with me. Nah. Nope.
I can't breathe right now.
Yeah, you ain't gonna rebuild with me.
Nah.
right. And
Nope.
That is so awful.
but see, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I guarantee you that the both of you ladies know at least a handful of people that have tried that shit, or is trying to do that shit now. Am I
No,
right?
this is what I'll say. I'll say this. I can say I do know some people who probably have tried it, but this is the thing. If I mess with a guy or guys back in the day, and I'm not that type of person, but of course history don't die. It don't die. People will come tell you shit and say, well, yeah, she used to fuck around with such and such and such and such and such and such, and she's fucking around with him and him and him. And then, okay, let's say it's about 4 years or whatever. Yeah, she may have a reputation around town, but she may not be on that same type of time no more. So I wish a guy would come to me telling me that I should be expected to give it up to him. Because I've had guys that say, well, you're a single mom, so you know, you should just give it up to me because I know you're a single mom and I shouldn't have to wait because you're a single mom. And I know you be fucking because you're a single mom. Yeah, I have one child, and it doesn't even matter how many times or how many kids I have. But if
A single mom can't come to me talking about some she waiting for sex. I'm sorry.
shit, I
Nah.
bet I would.
Nah.
Yeah, and I
I'm
bet I
sorry.
charge you to the game. I bet I charge you to the game.
It is what it is, man.
I bet I charge your ass to the game. How you
It
got
is what it is.
a kid over here? A physical reminder that you was out here risking it all and wilding, and you gonna come look at me in my face and say I'm a new woman, I'm celibate, I'm trying to change my ways. Fuck you and them ways.
With a straight face, I say it too.
I'm gonna say it with a straight face because that shit would be real. Like, okay, I'll give y'all a prime example. Okay, after I had my son, of course I dated or whatever. But if I already had one child and I had this child out of wedlock, damn, I ain't trying to create no goddamn basketball team by myself. So I'm not gonna keep making the same mistakes that I made previously. It's like y'all, but the thing about it is, y'all complain about it. Y'all complain about one thing, and then y'all go back and be like, yeah, well, she should be a hoe because she had a.
I'm gonna protect myself. Don't play with me.
I ain't saying make the same mistake. I'm saying I'm gonna pull out, and you might have to pop that.
You ain't gonna pull out nothing because you ain't gonna get in there.
You might have to put that plan B.
I'll make sure I pull out. I ain't gonna risk it all. I'll make sure.
You risking it all now, just going up in there.
Nah, I'm not. I'm coming out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like this. Go ahead, take that plan B, crush it up, put it in your oatmeal or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not straight up. Like I'm not saying just because I want a kid. Everybody that you sleep with, you don't want a kid with. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying I want another kid. I want you to have another kid. I'm just saying, look, I want you to be on the same energy you was before. You can't come to me and look at me with a straight face and say, look, you got to take me out and we got to be official and we got to do this and that before I let you smash and it's and you got a kid or kids running around here. I'm just our mindset. I'm just saying you can call it what you want, but our mindset is like if that's what we see going in, our expectation to smash is high. It is we looking to smash sooner. You know what I'm saying? That's the expectation. But right or
Yeah.
wrong.
And for me, it's just like, don't try to take it off the table. You know what I'm saying? Like if you have a kid, then I know that you've been active, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? So to, I mean, whether you was a hot draws or not, you may not have been a hot draws. You may have just had a kid. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you got caught off guard or whatnot. So you may not be trying to make the same mistake, which is commendable. But don't try to take it off the table with me and have me, paying, say, Ruth Chris price when the other dude just had to pay hibachi price. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's all
Well,
I'm saying.
my thing
Keep
is, what I'm
keep
not
the playing field level. Is
You
that's all I ask. I don't
you
know about
would
the other fellas.
But y'all don't keep the playing field level.
what
what
you
I'm
mean?
not understanding is if she is her vagina though. If
No, she
she
can have it.
is
She can have it.
that she don't.
We're not forcing nothing. We're not forcing anything. Look, that's
Yeah,
your body.
yeah.
Okay, that's your body. You do it if you want, but that changes how I see you dramatically. You know what I'm saying? That changes my energy dramatic. I'm not gonna force nothing. If you don't want to give it, more power to you. You have good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be mad at you either. But I'm saying my expectation going in is that I'm smashing immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I would see it.
Because she
And you would
has a
see it the same
child
way.
or because she has a high mileage?
I'm sorry.
Both
Say again.
probably.
Say again. Say it again.
You say you're smashing, you're going into section and under the impression that you are smashing immediately. And is that because she has a child or because she has high mileage?
Both. Listen, let me tell you something. Listen, if you went to a store, right? And every time you went in that store, they saying, look, you gotta pay, $5 for this sort almond milk or whatever you in there getting. And you see everybody around you getting it for $1. You're gonna be like, well, why am I paying $5? This ain't right. Like, I want to pay $1. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else paying $1. You know what I'm saying? Why am I paying $5 for this? Why am I paying 5 times what everybody else is paying for? That I'm not nobody's sucker. Either you gonna give it to me for $1, or I'm gonna go to another store that is gonna give it to me for cheaper
I
than what you're giving
cannot
it to me for.
deal with him.
That's just how that's logic. That's math. You're not gonna come to me and you out here doing your thing, and then talk about, let's cuddle and all that shit. Nah, I'm not cuddling with nobody, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. No, not with you. I'm not. I'm not.
I mean, just like I said, just keep the playing field level.
Level.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Don't try to get brand new on the next guy. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason. So
it's safe to say, Frank, that you think that Russell Wilson is a simp for waiting until marriage for Sierra.
Yeah. Yes.
Hell yeah.
I do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have
no question.
No dude out here, no guy out here has ever said, I want to be like Russell Wilson.
Facts.
Okay,
Right.
Dude's a fucking loser.
Right.
Number two, just think about. Okay, now I will say this. Why would he he didn't have to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, Sierra did. I'm not sure if Sierra said, "Hey, I'm not doing this," but I think he came to her and was like, "Yo, like, I'm not doing. We're not doing
He
this."
did.
He came to her with that. I think
He came to her on some goofy shit.
She would have
I want to
smashed
wait for
immediately.
marriage,
She wouldn't
baby.
have cared.
And she would have definitely smashed.
She would definitely
Yeah.
smashed.
I mean,
first night.
Yeah, for sure.
Straight
She
up.
wouldn't have smashed the first night, maybe a
Yes,
week.
she would have.
Nah, she would have smashed the first night.
Smash.
Straight up.
Go.
No, she wouldn't have smashed the first night. Looking at Russell Wilson and kind of knowing how guys operate, she knew, like you kind of know when you got a simp on your hand. Sierra knew that she probably would have waited a few weeks, a few days to smash, but she wouldn't have smashed him on the first night because she was wanting him to see her as a certain type of woman. So she would have been respectable, and I put respectable in quotation marks. She would have called herself respectable with him, but he probably was like, nah, we gonna wait, CC. I'm gonna wait for you. We gonna wait because we gonna do this the right way. And I think Russell is a great guy. I want a man like Russell.
No, you don't.
I
Okay,
sure
Shit,
do.
let
shit.
me ask you
I
this.
No, you
mean,
don't.
here's the thing. Fucking every woman wants a man like Russell
I
because
know.
what he symbolizes is that you can go out here and run the streets and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the yellow brick road, there's gonna be some simp and be like, no, I want to wait till we married. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that is not the reality for a lot of
I don't
people.
care about your past. Like,
Yeah.
no, I don't.
Where
No,
is Russell? Where is Russell at, y'all? We
you
need
wouldn't
more
even you
Russells
wouldn't even
in the
respect
building.
him, man.
Okay, but
You
Danielle, let
wouldn't
me
respect
ask you this. Why do you think women are so quick to give it up to a Future on the first date, but they want to make a Russell wait? That's kind of ass backwards to me.
Because it's literally what a person requires from another person. It is literally what a person thinks of themselves and how they go about getting things done. If I'm dealing with a Russell Wilson type of guy, I know that I can bullshit a Russell Wilson type of guy around because Russell Wilson guys don't tend to know the game. Future, on the other hand, knows the game is the game, right? So Future's not gonna go for the same shit that Russell's gonna go for. It's two totally different types of guys. And so you can try to pull that same shit on Future. Future gonna let you know. Future will probably bring a girl and fuck her right in front of you at the
him.
table. Like, oh, she can suck my dick right here. What you gonna do? And
Most women want a Russell Wilson when they washed up. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
not true.
I'll say this. I believe personally, probably 90% of women that's older than 25 have had a Russell Wilson. They didn't want him. They put him in the friend zone.
Yep.
That he didn't have enough swag. He wasn't cool enough. He wasn't he wasn't somebody that I felt comfortable with bringing around my friends to show off. He was a lame. He was smart. He had money. He could take me out to nice places. He could wine me and dine me, but he was a lame. Most women have had a guy like Russell Wilson, and they didn't want him until the dudes like Future didn't want them no more, or they tossed them around too much. And then after, because listen, Sierra was smart. She said, "Look, man, I'm getting up in age. I'm 30 some years old. I got a kid. You know, there are new young girls coming to Atlanta, New York, LA every day trying to sing, trying to dance, trying to act. I ain't gonna be able to compete with these youngins. Their bodies is tight. They ain't got no mileage. They don't have no children. I can't compete with them. So I need to cash out." And she cashed out with Russell Wilson. Period.
She
So
she
any woman could have a Russell Wilson, but they usually don't want a Russell Wilson until they need to cash out of the game because they
yeah,
done,
that
Now, I will
the,
got
the,
messed
say,
the,
up.
the, those two are the exception and not the rule. Like
I
fact.
will say though that I have friends that actually do the whole. They'll make this guy wait, but then they'll like sleep with another guy really soon. And I never really grasped that concept of why. I kind of just
Oh, let me explain. I know.
hold on. I kind of just feel like it's a waste of time. What's the point of giving your vagina to somebody that you know ain't ish? What's the point?
Okay, let
You
me
never
let
done
me
that,
say
Marisol?
this. Hell nah.
Marisol, you've never done that?
No.
So everybody you've ever been with sexually had to wait around the same time to get it.
If it's not the exact same time, it was around the same time. I'm not fucking nobody within the first week, 2 weeks.
First month.
Okay, first month.
No.
So nowhere in your life has anybody got it after the first hit it after the first month.
No. I don't know why. Do you guys know how fast a month goes? Number one, like I don't even want to go out on a date with a guy until we talked on the phone for a while first. I
What's a
don't like
what,
I
what's a
don't like
while?
being rushed.
What's a while? Like a month, two?
Maybe like a week or 2 weeks.
They
Like
say
somewhere around there is when we get to take our first date.
So you have a clock in your head for everybody you with that
I'm not. It's not like a clock in my head, but
That's the
it's
clock in my head.
anyway.
like
It's not
now I
like
can
I'm
now
like
I can
thinking,
hit.
okay,
Now I
it's
can let
been
them
two
hit.
weeks, now we go on a date. No, I'm not like that. But at the end of the day, like I have to be comfortable enough to know how you know, how you are. I gotta get a feel for you with a conversation conversing over the phone first before I can say I want to go on a date with this person. Because I don't like to waste my time.
I mean, but making a guy wait 6 months, ain't that wasting his time?
Right.
No, because he has a choice.
Okay, and you wouldn't feel some type of way if you talking to a guy, y'all go out on a few dates, y'all go out on several dates, and y'all getting hot and heavy and the chemistry is there. What exactly would you be waiting on?
I want an actual relationship.
Okay, so if y'all got into a relationship after a month, would you give him some ass?
I wouldn't get into a relationship with anybody after a month.
Why not?
I don't know you in a month.
You ain't gonna know nobody in a lifetime.
Mirror Saint,
You will not.
like on some real shit though, Mirror Saint, I know I've talked about this before. Like black people specialize in moving too fast and rushing into things too soon. But Mirror Saint, you're gonna have to like grow out of that. Like I don't know
Right,
anybody.
like moving too fast, moving too slow.
Moving
No,
too slow, grandma.
like you that's kind of childish.
It's a
And I
So
pattern.
know
you think that I should you advise that I should do what, have sex in a month? What is it that
I'm not saying. I mean, have sex when you vibe, but don't be playing no games like.
I don't
Well,
play games. I don't play
No,
games.
I feel like you should have sex when you get into a committed relationship with a person. Like if y'all decided to get into a committed relationship,
Yeah.
and let's say most people are generally gonna get into a committed relationship within about 3 months.
Yeah. Usually within 3 months. Like my last girlfriend, it took us about 2 months.
About 3 months, 3 months is a good time to get into a committed relationship. It
3
should be some
months is
sex
when you
involved.
actually get to meet that person. So I'm kind of like
You saying
3
2-3
months.
months? Whoa! You're saying 2-3 months isn't enough time to get to know anybody?
I feel like 3 months when you actually get to see that person.
Yeah, but see, Marison, you don't have to like really. You don't have to grow up and get
You
out
gotta
of it.
come out of that.
Remain single.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. Okay, let's be real here. You don't really get to see every aspect of that person. You don't get to see them angry.
You're not gonna see every aspect of
Here-
you don't get to see them when they're sad. You don't get to see how they handle.
You learn about a person every day.
Situation.
You learn about a person every day.
right.
Frank, you married your wife. Did you know everything about her when you married her? Every single thing, every
No.
single little thing.
No.
Nope.
I still learn.
When you were married, did you know every single little thing about your wife at the time?
Nope.
So
No.
come on now, we got to start. We got to grow up for real. Like a lot of sisters in particular are really bad about this kitty mindset shit. Like,
But you know what the problem is? The problem is a lot of women don't trust themselves and don't know how to pick men. Because if we could pick better, then it wouldn't be such a worry about the mistakes. Or if we trusted ourselves, the problem is a lot of us don't trust ourselves. So when we enter into these relationships, let me finish. When we enter into these relationships and with these guys, and it's so much shit that's uncertain.
yeah.
To me, that's already your red flags and shit telling you need to get the fuck away. But you fighting against that. Most women are fighting against those red flags, trying to make some shit work. And so even if they waited and the guy ends up smashing and the guy ends up walking away, the girl is still sitting there talking about she should have waited when she should have recognized the damn red flags when they were happening, and instead of running away from them, that shit should have been addressed.
This is what I'm gonna say, because for me, I'm not the type person to be like, oh, I see red flags, so let me keep going. No, I usually see red flags and I keep it pushing. But in my experience, you really don't get to know somebody enough to say that you really want a relationship, and that person don't really know me enough to say that they actually want a relationship with me.
That's what you like doing, and ain't no nigga, especially no grown man, gonna sit up and allow you to waste his time. They not.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you something else that men, we despise too.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make us wait, and we're willing to wait, that joint better be worth the wait. Because if we get it and it's trash,
Probably
I'm not waiting. Come
Put some
on, man.
mediocre ass,
No.
but I mean, for real, like you just gotta kind of put things in perspective. And
So
niggas
you're
ain't
saying that I should get into a
niggas
relationship
ain't
for 3
got
months?
time. Niggas ain't got time to
Within
sit up
3
and
months,
wait
what's
on
wrong
your
with getting into a
girl
relationship with
for
3 months? How long do you
I
think a
don't
nigga
feel
should
like
wait on
I feel like
you?
it should take for
you gonna
6
wait
months.
9 months, a year? You, Maris,
6
like you'll be
months.
doing
6
this
months.
one dance in a year. Talking about, so I really don't know yet.
Yeah.
I think you should date 6 months before you get into actual commitment. That's my opinion.
what
And
but see that there you go with like the time frames
We don't do time
or
frames.
roundabout time frames. I'm gonna throw you a bone here. Here's the thing: you got to be a little bit more flexible because every dude you meet is not gonna give you the same vibe. You know what I'm saying? There may be some that you have a stronger vibe and a stronger connection with. So to automatically step in because with the time period because you don't feel like it's enough because it's only been 3 or 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying?
Curly, the whole problem
Meanwhile,
with her, she don't trust herself. That's the whole problem with her. Because the guy can
Danielle,
prove. No, let me finish because I'm talking to Curlin. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Curlin. I'm talking to Curlin. I'm talking to Curlin. I'm talking to Curlin. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you.
You're talking about me though. Danielle.
No, but the fact of the matter is, if she trusted herself, then it wouldn't be so much apprehension at what a guy could be or what he could do later on down the line. The whole fact of the matter is, if a nigga ain't shit, that nigga gonna show you right off the back, and it's signs that's gonna show you where a nigga ain't shit. But the whole fact of the matter is,
somebody saying ish. So what are you talking about?
Girl, because the kind of
been there 3
apprehension that you have, it's like, okay, well, 6 months is not enough. 6 months should be enough time for me to get into a committed relationship, for me to
6
really
months
get to know a person.
Know that I know this person enough and I've seen enough about this person to say I want a relationship with them. That's what I'm saying. Within that time frame, usually is around 2-3 months is when you really see that person's real character and you let them go. So, and on top of that, somebody said in the comments, this is why she's single. I'm actually not single. Thank you.
Has he hit that?
The masculine.
Yo, that was nice.
Don't get my business.
Frank, you silly. You know he tapped that ass.
Straight up.
Oh man, this was good. Danielle, you be nice. You hear me?
The thing
I am being nice, but yo, she'll get on this motherfucker and be trying to bullshit, and it's like I know better. But the thing about it is, not only do I know men, I know women.
Know somebody before I waste my time with them. It's being like a relationship is a serious business. I'm not trying to jump in and out of a relationship. I want to make sure that the relationship that I get in is gonna last. I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm jumping from penis to penis to penis. So
you don't have to jump from penis to penis for your relationships not to last. But the whole problem is you kind of get in your mind that a nigga can't fade you or fake you out for 6 months. A nigga can't put on an act for 6 months. If that's what a dude's goal is, that's what's gonna happen.
Those people are not crafty enough to really fake you out. That's what a lot of women say because they want to have no accountability for their own actions. People aren't that freaking crafty in the first place to where they can fake me out.
Okay, your point is if a guy can't fake you out for 6 months, why you ain't giving him no ass in 3? Come on, sister.
Because usually it's around that 1 month, 2 month in there. I've already seen him and I let him go. That's why.
But you saying that you wouldn't get into a relationship with a guy until about 6 months, but then you come right back and say, well, you should know who a person is after 3. Which is it?
I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. I said you don't know somebody in 3 months. Please don't put words in my mouth, Danielle. And I also said that
you said a guy can't fake who they are for a whole 6 months, right?
I also said usually around the first month, second month, third month that you've actually got to see some signs of that person and you let them go. That's what I said. I didn't say you know that person completely in 3 months. Don't put words in my mouth.
You said that you don't know. You should be able to figure out who a person is within 6 months, right?
I said it takes 6 months to know you actually want a relationship with that person.
That's a
So 6 months it takes you. Okay, 6 months. You're saying okay.
Yeah,
Finally,
this
you
is the
want a
thing. This is
relationship.
the thing. This is the thing. It's you can vibe with somebody. You can really like that person. But what if you guys just have different views on stuff, or you realize that how that person plans to live their life, or the things, the small details of their uh being and how they live their day-to-day life just doesn't coincide with yours. That takes time to actually get to know. And then if you get in a relationship in 3 months, then you find yourself out of relationship after 9 months or a year, and you got to jump from another person to another person when you could have just took the time to exclusively date them before you said, okay, we're official. And then you can actually say, yeah, we built the foundation enough, for a solid foundation enough for us to have longevity.
Before this relationship that you're in right now, how did that work out for you?
What do you mean?
Well, I'll say this. The one thing that threw me off about what you said was you basically pointed out that you have a pattern. You said the guys you dated, you were intimate with them. I mean the ones that you were intimate with them, or you took the next step around the same time. So all these guys are different. They look different, they act different, they have different interests, they have different goals, aspirations, whatever. But you waited until around the same time to take it to the next level. So that's you. It's not really what they're showing you. That's you saying at this point in time, okay, now I'm ready to give it up. You understand what I'm saying?
What's wrong with that?
That's a
Maybe my
clout.
comfort level, maybe my comfort level takes me a little bit more time. What's wrong with that?
Now the point I'm saying is that I understand people have that mindset, but like the reason why I asked you that was because most people will say, look, yeah, I have a certain time where I want to do things, but yeah, I met this one girl or I met this one guy, and it happened a little faster than I expected because I was really into them. Like you said, your entire life, you basically taken that step in a relationship around the same 4, 5, 6 months. So either
Would y'all
they were all the
consider
same.
what she does playing games?
It looked that way. It's a
It's
playing
only
game
playing
vibe.
games if I'm doing it to somebody I don't actually like, or I don't have an interest in. That would be playing games.
No, you can play games with guys you like too.
How would it be playing games if I'm not? If I when I'm ready to have sex, I will have sex. That's not playing games. And on top of that, if that person didn't want to go along with it or whatever, they can step off. They will just stop talking to me. Like Curlin said, they'll just move around, right? So there is no games playing. It's not like I'm like, hey, today I'm gonna have sex with you, then they come over, I'm not having sex with them. That's playing games.
How many months have you been dating this guy?
It's been off and on for a year and a half.
Okay, so you either got to tell me if you did or not. It's past 6 months. You hit the 6 month mark. So y'all good. Based on what you said before, you got a 4 to 6 month window of when you're ready.
Is that a question?
So he at least had it 2 times, because if it's been 12 months.
Is that a question?
Nah, it's just a observation.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, I'm not sure what you're asking me. Okay.
No. But did you know it was a pattern?
Don't know what?
Did you know, have you ever thought about it and say, wow, my entire life I'm not ready to take the next step in my relationship?
I never look at it like oh my God, like I need to have sex within a month or 2 months, 3 months. I never look at it like that. Like, this not,
Well, did you look at it like, oh my gosh, it's been 2, 3 months, I'm attracted to him, but I can't have sex with him?
I would say that it will be like, obviously I'm attracted to the guy if I'm dating him. That's kind of obvious. But I mean, if
the chemistry is there, if you meet a guy, you vibing with him, y'all make out, because I'm sure I hope you make out within the 6 months. I swear I do. If y'all make out within them 6 months,
oh my God,
he ain't staying 6 months and he ain't making out.
I'm saying, like, if y'all make out and it gets hot and heavy what do you say in those situations? Because that's what I'm trying to get down to the bottom of. If you get in a situation with a guy and it's been under 6 months and the
I would
guy
say
is
that
really
I'm not
feeling
ready.
you, and the guy is really feeling you really feeling the guy, what happens then?
I say I'm not. If I'm not ready, I'm not ready. I'll just say I'm not ready.
So what if you were ready? What if you was horny, you was hot, you was
I
ready?
haven't had the experience of where I'm like, I'm ready to have sex, and I don't really. We don't have a commitment. He's not like saying I'm his woman. Like,
Maybe
And
she never
so
let it
what if
get
he
that
was
far.
ready to make you his woman within 3 months? What would you say? If you was really feeling a guy and he was ready to make you his woman within 3 months, what would you do?
that happened, and I've told him that it's only been 3 months. We really don't. You don't really know me well enough to say that you want a
Man,
relationship
that's
with me.
crazy. Oh my.
Yo, hey, real quick, the Iceman 2006 said in the chat, 6 months in and they still church hugging.
That's for real.
Well, I say this. Maybe Mary Saint hasn't put herself in a position where she had to, where everything was vibing and she had to really make a hard choice whether not to take that next step. Because some people don't do this. People say, look, you ain't even came to the crib and got to a situation where I had to strongly think about not giving it to you, before 5 or 6 months. So I
It
can
would
see
just
how
kind
it
of
could,
send
you know what I mean?
it would just kind of send mixed signals to me if me and a guy are vibing and we're having a good time, we're enjoying each other's company. It's been over 3 months, everything is great. The guy asked me for a relationship and I'm like, well, I don't really know you well enough to be in a relationship or whatever. Okay, within 3 months, and if it's a consistent 3 months, hopefully some feelings would have probably developed. And so it's like if we get hot and heavy and a guy asks me for a relationship and then I'm like, well, I don't really know you like that to be in no relationship with you. I don't really know you like that. Then it's like, well, what the fuck? Then if y'all real hot and heavy or whatever, and like I don't get that. I really don't get it.
Well, this is the thing, though. The thing is that I'm not understanding is we all have our own different dating styles and different way of going about things. So your way of going about things is your own personal way, and my way of going about things is my personal way. So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, well, because you will probably do this, that, and the third. That
Girl, don't front, because if a girl was sitting around here telling you she was fucking after a day and she kept fucking after a day and she kept fucking after a day, you would sit there and say to that woman, girl, you ain't got to do all that. It's not that serious. You probably missing something or what you call. Don't front and say like it wouldn't be nothing.
If I'm saying I'm not ready to have sex right now, that's me. That's not has nothing to do with anybody else. That's me.
But if a guy is showing you everything that he is supposed to show you, and you still trying to tell that guy that you're not ready, the whole problem is if a guy has proven himself to you in a certain way, what level is he supposed to prove himself? Like, you ain't never really you can be with somebody damn near all your life and not really know them.
Okay, well, at the end of the day, I would rather take my route of doing things, which is waiting a little while to get
you know what? Honestly, at the end of the day, they're saying to put an end to this swan dance. She gonna do what she want to do, and she's gonna do it. Is it stupid to most of the people on the panel? Yes. But we can only guide.
The thing about it is you guys are saying two different things. Listen, how are you telling women that they need to make better decisions and dating and not be just
because it's able to choose a guy within.
Dumb. That's stupid as hell. Hold on. That's some stupid shit. Black women specialize on dumb shit, dumb thought. How logical is it to sit here? This man, you're supposed to follow his damn lead. This man sitting here saying, hey, I really want to take this to the next level. I'm feeling you. I want to commit to you. He's going out on a limb saying he wants to commit to you. And the brothers can back me up on this. Men don't tell every woman that we meet and come across we want to commit to them. And so when we go out on a limb, look you in the face and say, hey, I want to commit to you. And you tell me, well, I really don't know you. It ain't been long enough. And it's been 3, 4, 5 months. And you sit there and tell me that's bullshit.
Right.
And this is why a lot of our sisters are alone, single, and no husband. Because we sit here and we play these goddamn mind games. Hold on. We sit here and we play these goddamn mind games in these little teenage
mind games.
That is mind games.
I'm not playing mind games. I'm not playing mind games. I promise
no man. Mary Sank, you need to grow up, because it's sitting here and telling, and you say you have a man now, great. But when you're sitting here and you are and a man, he's sitting here saying he want to commit to you. That's what I understand. That's why our sister stays so lonely. He's sitting here, he want to commit to you, he want to take shit to the next level, and you're telling him no.
Right.
Come on now. In a 2 month span, yes, because we don't really know each other well enough to say that we want to make a long term commitment. I don't want to risk jumping in and out of a relationship.
And look, Mary saying, and hopefully the relationship you're in now lasts, but sweetheart, good. That's good. But if you ever get in the game again, you out the game now. But if you ever get in the game again, you have to change your thought pattern.
Right.
Yeah, or you will not have success.
Let's so we're clear here. You guys are saying that if I meet a guy in 2 months and he wants a relationship, I should just get in a relationship.
If he's showing you that if he's doing the right things and he's giving you no reason, because like what Gabe said, men don't come out of the blue and just tell a woman that. You know what I'm saying? That's something you have dudes that have been with a woman for years that haven't said, look, I like you. I love you. I want to be with you. I want to be official. I want us to be an item. There are people who've been together for years and dudes haven't said that. So if this dude is willing to tell you that 2, 3, 4 months in, he's serious. He knows, where he's at. Look, I'm going to tell you like this. Just, I'll put it out there. I met, proposed, and married my wife in 9 months. And we've been married 12 years.
Talk about it.
I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew I wanted her. I wasn't playing. I was serious. I wanted her as my wife. I wanted a family. I wasn't joking around. So based off
Frank, she wasn't scary. She wasn't scary either.
Based off, and so a situation could arise in your life where something can happen to you that, is really good for you that you really need to jump on, and you won't do it because you have a clock in your head. Even though this dude is showing you.
Well, what can he really show? Let's be real here. What can he really show me in 2 months that'll really be like he really wants a relationship?
The same thing he can show you in 2 years. If he's serious.
2 months frame, what can you really show somebody in that short period of time that says that you really want a relationship?
Consistency, time, dates, money spent, affection. Everything that he's supposed to show you.
Usually in 2 months, 3 months is when guys start to fall off anyway. So he could be consistent for 2 whole months, and then the third month.
But if a man to be with you, the consistency will always stay.
It'll always be there.
Consistency will not change. That's
there are couples that have been dating for years, and they get married and divorced after months.
Talk about it, Frank, please.
They've known each other for years. They dated, they lived together, they had sex, they had kids, whatever. They did that for years, and then they got married and got divorced in months. You know what I'm saying? It's not a clock. It's not based on a time period. It's based on, is this person showing me what they need to show me?
Yes.
And they're consistent with it, with their words, their actions. If they're consistent with what they're doing, if this man says, look, after 3 months, he's like, Mary Saint, look, I don't know what the future holds, but I want you to be in my future. I love you. I want you to be my woman. Okay. Right. I've shown you nothing but respect. I've shown you nothing but everything a man's supposed to show a woman. And I know it's early, but I'm not playing. Like, I want to be with you. I don't want nothing else out here. I want you.
Right.
And he's showing you that. He's not just saying it. He's not playing again. He's showing you that. Y'all go out. He done cut chicks off. Chicks try to holler at him. He dismissing them. This is my woman. This is who I am. He letting the world know that. He bringing you around his people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, I get it. Sometimes they can come off as like, okay, this dude kind of crazy. Like, he doing this early. But sometimes, like, he's just not playing. He knows what he wants. And what he wants is you. And you saying that you would make this guy wait. Make him wait for what?
Yeah.
Well, this is my thing. I'm
gonna run. This has been a great conversation. I'm gonna let y'all continue to chop it up. I'll try to be in the chat, but I actually got class here on our webinar to go to. So thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
All
Thank you
right.
Yeah.
so much for
All right,
joining our
fam.
panel, Gabe. Have a good night.
Y'all be safe, man.
All right, be easy.
I think
Yeah.
I may go
Yeah.
live on my channel tomorrow. We've had some interesting things happen today, so just be look on the lookout for it on my channel.
Looking forward to it.
All right, y'all have
Ultimate
a,
Black News Radio.
thank y'all.
What I'm saying is this. I can kind of see where you guys are saying, well, I might be scared to take a risk. But that's something that, at the end of the day, I would much rather not take a risk than to take a risk and fall flat on my face and end up, wasting my time. That's just the way I'm processing things. And y'all don't have to agree with it, but that's just how I see it.
So I mean, essentially, what you're saying is you're risk averse. Essentially,
What?
risk averse.
Risk averse?
Yeah,
What's that?
yeah. I mean, essentially, like I don't want to stick my neck out there if I feel like there's a chance, the smallest chance that something could fall flat.
The whole thing about it is, and what I keep trying to explain to her, shit changes every day. People change every day.
I don't
It.
think people change every day like that.
Let me finish my point. I kind of feel like you can meet somebody, it could be one way, y'all could be, everything could be great. His ex could come into town and it could be the one that got away and he could end up running off with her. The whole fact of the matter is if a person is showing you and trying to and prove and actually proving to you who they are and what they're about and they want you, I just kind of feel like it would be a little foolish for you to be like, well, it hasn't been 6 months. I know this is what happens in 6 months. And I'm not saying that you should run around with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes your way, but it should be to a point where if you know how to vet men and you know what's what, you'll figure it out. You'll know what's what. If a man doesn't want you, he's gonna show you that. If a man wants you, he's gonna show you that. There's not gonna really be any confusion. When a man wants you, ain't no confusion about it.
I agree with that. If a man wants you, he will definitely let you know. But it's
Well,
getting late, guys. I have to be at work at 4 a.m. Um,
yeah,
so
let me add this real quick. Like, if a dude sticks his neck out and is like, "Yo, I wanted to meet me and you forever," and then you kind of chop him up, or even if you don't chop him up, you just kind of push it off, and because it's only been 2 or 3 months, then more than likely he's gonna pull back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because he's like, "Yo, I done stuck my neck out here. I got my feelings in this, and it's obvious that she doesn't feel the same." That's how we read that. So
oh, that's a good point, Carlin. That's a good point,
yeah,
Carlin.
so I mean, you good now, but if something happens and you do have to get back out there again, that's something to keep in mind.
I agree with that, Carlin. That's actually a good point. That's something for me to think about. You know, well, the way things is looking, hopefully I won't have to jump back into the market. So, but I understand what you're saying, Carolyn. I definitely do. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the panel. Thank you, Gabe, for the Ultimate Black Man Radio for joining us. Thanks, Frank, for joining. I really appreciate it. Carolyn, do you have any last words? I really appreciate you joining us, Carolyn. You brought on some good game too.
Yeah. Thank y'all for having me. It's been fun as always, and we'll plug my new channel with my squad real quick. Um, but last Friday we came up with this idea of like recording just our regular conversations. So it's called sitting around the table talking shit.
Sounds good. Invite us on.
Yeah. Say again.
Post your link in the chat real quick.
All right, I had to be a mod to drop a link, but I'll dig it out.
Oh, okay. Well, just send it to me and then I'll post it.
All right,
sounds good. On the thing. Danielle, you have any final words you want to share with the people?
I really, really appreciate you, Carlin, for joining us. Gabe and Frank, I really appreciate you guys for joining us. I really had a good time. It started off a little slow today, but we picking up a little steam. It's gonna be okay. Um, I think we're gonna try to do these on Thursdays for the most part. You think, Mayor Saint?
I'm thinking Sundays or Thursdays. We gonna have to see how it goes because it depends on schedule
Okay.
change and stuff.
Okay, so either Sundays or Thursdays, we'll probably be coming to you guys and talking about some different stuff. But it was really, really good to get some good game and to learn some new stuff. Hope you guys have a good night.
Thank you guys.